you are one of us. Your passion is the world of mountain biking, from enduro to gravel races and everything in between. This is Insider MTB, the podcast that takes you behind the handlebars, into the dirt, and behind the scenes of the mountain biking world. And now your host, Austin White.
Welcome. All right. Episode 4. We've made it this far. Kind of surprising. I'm Austin White. I'm joined today Spencer Rathkamp and James Stokey. So,
what the fuck?
Did I fuck it up? Stoko! Yeah. God damn it.
And the other thing is, how long have we known each other?
I know, but I have it spelled different in my phone. I have an E before the K on mine. I don't know why.
Bloody idiot, that's why.
I don't know.
But anyway, sorry, continue.
I am. Actually, I am. I will agree with that. Spencer will probably agree with my spelling and my English. It sucks. So,
hey, man.
Terrible.
Yeah.
You know what? All of that negative stuff aside, we made it to episode 4, and that is not something I thought we would do. So I'm stoked to be.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Honestly, though, I don't know. Did you think we were getting 4 in like a month, 2?
Every day. I don't know. I really don't know. Actually, maybe we should wait until we're higher numbers before we kind of feel like really good. But 4 is a good hit.
Hey,
And then also, should we talk about stuff like, are we going to start putting these out like on a regular, like, okay, on a Friday they drop, or are you just going to drop them just whenever?
It's kind of tough. I think we've been trying to plan people so we could land it on a Tuesday and we'd be out, but fuck, everything goes to shit real quick when someone's, hey, they got to do something or whatever it is, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I think weekly is a pretty strong hit, but I would like to be going weekly and figuring something out. So it just comes
Okay,
out
I was just curious.
We just got to get these guests all organized and down so we can get on a schedule. And that's hard. So if you're listening and you're going to be on this thing, just communicate with us so we can get down.
It's all about communication, just like a good relationship, eh?
Hey,
we're
man,
trying.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
Oh man, don't even dive there with Spencer right now, you know?
Oh boy.
Oh wow. All right, so lineup for today's podcast, episode 4, we are going to have Braydon Bringhurst on. We're going to do a little talking with him and just kind of his projects, all of his stuff. The guy's pretty unreal on a bike. I think you guys all would agree. After that, we're going to go into a little Peter Sagan talk, a little bit about local trails.
Wait, we're going roadie?
Well,
We're going roadie today?
He ain't roadie no more, I guess.
I
right?
know. He's an XC guy.
He's
No,
like your
you're right.
teammate. What are you talking
right.
about? He's your
a good guy.
teammate. A little bit of Red Bull Hardline. We're going to bring that up. We're going to try to dig into a little bit of Derek Teal, which is Dialed Health on Instagram. And then we're going to swing around with a little bit with Colton Peterson, your BME champion, and see some plans with him. So, and there'll be some other shit that we'll talk about for sure, I'm sure, right? James, he's been gone for a week in Austria.
Yeah, I was just living my best life over in Austria, hanging out. Beautiful country. Oh, just absolutely beautiful. Climate issues aside, awesome. Beautiful, beautiful people. We got beers. I got a lot of fun made out of me because I kept wanting to drink Radlers because apparently that's what children drink and girls drink over there. And I was like, fuck, these things are good. I can drink them all day, having a good old day. And then earlier today I was drinking alcoholic Mountain Dews in the park on a bench with my mate.
What time is it?
Well, yeah, it's about noon.
When you were sending that text of the Mountain Dew, whatever, Mountain Brew, they were sending us, I was like, dude, this guy is unbelievable.
I'm an artist.
I thought you were just stocking up for the pod. I didn't realize you're already pounding them.
I only drank 1 or 2 on a park bench again. But also they were like, yeah, it's the Baja Blast, so they taste delicious. And even though they say no sugar and they're only 100 calories, they're pretty bloody sweet. I mean, like you can only drink 1 or 2 and then now I'm on to the Topo Chicos. So we're good there. We need to get to. Oh, Austin, could you do some? I know that we're recording this and everything, but could you see if we can get some sponsorship from some alcoholic beverage company?
Yeah, Mountain Dew. I'll reach right out to them. They are the first ones.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to say, James.
That's
Party
sick.
time.
Sounds like a great morning to me. Right?
Oh, I'm living life. I'm living the dream right now for sure.
Well,
All
we got a little bit until Braden gets on. Let's I mean, I know Jamesy, this is probably not fully your area, but the XC with Peter Sagan and this heart surgery situation. What do you guys have you guys heard a little bit about this?
So I think I kind of just maybe saw something. Oh, I'm back on Instagram. I got back on Instagram.
Oh yeah, well let's
Yeah.
talk.
I guess I had to go to Austria
Hold
and
on.
get like a different IP address. Sorry.
Is that what did it?
No, I think that they may have changed the way that you like verify, or I took a different path or something like that. But one way or another, I'm back on Instagram, and let me tell you, it still sucks. It's still full of shit. But all of that aside, I think I saw something. So what was it? Was he on a trainer or something, or like, and his heart rate monitor just went over 200? Or
No, he was doing preseason races over there. All
Okay.
those guys are all kind of getting ready for the season, and I guess he was above 200. I mean, I don't.
which is like me and you getting out of bed, Austin, as unhealthy as we are.
Oh my gosh, I got some. I'm looking for a life insurance policy, so in case someone wants to kill me like Spencer when we ride. And I had to get blood tests, and somehow I have high cholesterol. I have no idea how, but Spencer.
I mean,
knows.
you
It's
are
the
a chunky
diet and
little
what I eat.
fella.
I know. I know.
I don't know though. What is high cholesterol? I eat like 4 or 5 eggs a day, and you're not supposed to do that for cholesterol. So I don't know, man. That's up to your dietary.
Well, obviously Peter Sagan's on the
advisor.
fucking high cholesterol, and he's fucking dying. Okay, so
Maybe is that what it says?
no, I don't know, but I'm a
Yeah, I
little.
don't think it was cholesterol based.
He literally got this heart surgery though, and he's supposed to be riding in a few days. I want to know what kind of fucking heart surgery that is.
Yeah, I'm reading the thing.
You're reading it right now? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just says he's gonna be good. He put a electrophysiological something, which is supposed to help his heart pump.
Is that
blood
legal
through
in the
his-
UCI to race or what?
It's
they'll
connected
probably-
to
I
his
mean,
SRAM drivetrain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The app is going to tell you all the information, how many times you shift, how many times your heart just goes boop, boop, boop.
But that's pretty right. Wow, that dude was a pretty gnarly roadie guy. So you would think XC racing shouldn't do this, or what the hell is going on?
I mean, it's case by case. I feel like everyone's different. I doubt it's from racing or anything. It could have some effects from other things that's happened. I don't know. It sucks. It's a bummer. I know he's got pretty ambitious plans. He's trying to get ready for the Olympics. That's like his big deal that he's focusing on now. I have been super lucky to ride with him and get to know him and his team a little bit through 100% when I worked there. And yeah, he's just enjoying his life on a bike again. And it's sad to see right when he gets done with roadie racing, he might have had a few more cookies than he typically does. And his heart's like, yo, dude, slow down. But I don't know. I went on a ride with Austin, a couple last week, and his heart rate was at 200 the whole time. So it's basically the same thing.
Hey, first off, Spencer has no warm-up plan. Just takes us straight in. He's like, hey, do you want to take the steep part or the not so steep part? And I pretty for sure said that we're not going to take the not so steep part, but it felt like the steepest part.
It was the mellower entrance to this ride. But I think honestly, my cholesterol was probably pretty high. I was late, like an hour late to this ride that I was supposed to show up to meet Austin, and I was trying to seat a tire, wasn't happening, and I don't know if you're like me, but my fuse gets real short real quick when I can't get a freaking tire to seat on a rim, and I was pissed. I broke my hand a year ago, and I'm pretty sure I re-broke it trying to get this tire to seat. I was so pissed. But anyways, I was late, and I think I just carried my 100-mile-an-hour drive that I ripped over to the trailhead to meet Austin. I just carried that right on the trail because typically I like to start slow, but I don't know. I was pinned. So.
I think that's still a lie, though, because we rode e-bikes like a day later, and we went straight into it. He was just grinding. Yeah, I was like, hey, man, what level are you on? He's like, no, I'm on 50%. I'm like, dude, I'm at turbo.
Just trying to keep up.
Yeah, just trying to keep up. So
We're training.
He's
That's
training. I'm just trying to get away from the high cholesterol.
I was
And
going to say, but Austin, you need to train so you can carry your camera around this season and all that kind of jazz,
Dude,
right?
I literally thought I was in somewhat of shape, and then when we went to fucking I want to say Snow Valley, Sunrise, you fucked me up straight up. You were just crushing it. Hold on. First off, for you were passing athletes when we were out there with bag.
Who Spencer?
You.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you don't remember at Sunrise in Arizona?
Dude, my entire life is a blur. I enjoy a little bit of an uphill climb for sure.
You remember that dude? You were past multiple athletes first off, and then one athlete, like when he seen you pass him, he was like, "Oh fuck no!" and got back on the bike and was like running and trying to stay up with you. And you,
Yeah, well, they've got a much bigger day. They've got a lot further to go, so they're obviously going to be like climbing a lot slower and whatnot. And yeah, and sometimes just these tree trunks of legs that I have, just they just want to mash. They just want to get after it, and I like to make athletes feel real shitty about themselves when a drunk, overweight photographer with a camera bag can pass you on a climb. I don't know. Just I text my mom. I'm like, just be proud of me. I'm doing so good. Anyway,
so they know your training schedule is drinking Mountain Dew,
Baja Mountain Dew,
Baja Blast, something, alcoholic drinks in the park at around 9 a.m. till 10:30ish, 11. What?
Yeah, I think I showed up about 9:30, but we're not counting. Anyway, yeah. So this whole thing with Peter Sagan, keep this ball rolling.
Yeah, no, the Peter Sagan thing is a little wild, though, right? I mean, I feel like some of those athletes probably should be hitting over 200 at moments, but I guess irregularly over 200 probably for a long time. I mean.
Oh, you're talking to the wrong person. I've never won a heart monitor a day in my life.
Dude, I think it's so case by case, though, just like our ride. Back to that. There's so many different variations of how your heart performs and how it is under stress and how it is when you sleep and yada, yada, yada. So basically, regardless of it going over 200, it had to have been there for an extended period of time. So it's a bummer. I'm sure that kind of put a kink in his program that he was trying to set up for this year. But hopefully he can get back to it. I mean, he's got a tall order, I think, to go win some XC World Cups, but I think he was planning on doing Cape Epic, so on and so forth, and some World Cups in prep for.
I mean, Cape Epic's no joke of a race.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So I mean, saying that he's going to be back on the bike in a few days, like usually you'd be like a few weeks, few months. Yeah. I don't know. So
it depends on what the surgery really was and how extensive it was, but I don't know. I mean, if the Rio Olympics, like however many years ago that was now, was it 16 or was it 20?
Well, didn't it get delayed because of COVID? So they landed it. I don't know if how they're gonna adjust that.
I don't know. Whenever it was.
Yeah.
Whenever the Olympics, the last Olympics that he did was, which might have been.
So he's done it before on the road side. I didn't know that.
No. On the XC side, he's raced
really?
XC. Yeah, and he started like last row because he had no XC points. He just did it in the middle of at the end of a season, and he was in like fourth. Came through the pack, everyone was in fourth, and then flatted, and then did it again and flatted. And
so he's pretty good.
He sends it. Dude, he's a multi-time world champion. Like he's strong as an ox and can crush these guys. And he started mountain biking. He posts videos and stuff, and he's a little squirrely, but he sends it. And
the videos I seen was squirrely. I was like, oh shit. I mean, but better than me. But
yeah, exactly. But with that being said, I don't know if he can get back to it. It'll be sick. It'll be fun to watch. And I just for reference, I did a race on that Olympic course in Rio a couple weeks before the Olympics. That had to have been 2016 because I was riding for Cannondale at the time. Mm-hmm. And I got a couple flats also. So it was like a bunch of kind of gnarly man-made rock gardens that didn't really make sense. And if you put your tires in the wrong spot, it's just asking for it. So I understand, Peter.
I mean,
anyways,
XC is different now. Like it's pretty. It's almost a little hint of Super D. Like I feel like it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they put some technical stuff in, and for some of these guys to still do it high posting. I mean, a lot of guys have dropper, but nowadays, but
sick fuckers with the high post.
Proper. It's proper. It's
That's
good.
Fucking
it's sick.
Jamesy probably
as they should, and not to go on a rant into something else, but I mean,
yeah.
We got to make the courses a little more technical here in the U.S. if we want to prepare World Cup racers, But
It is true. I mean, the Americans have kind of, that kind of leads us into Blevins is our newest hope, but we haven't had anyone in a while. It feels like, but yeah.
Yeah, the one I guess I would say the hope before him was Howard Gratz, and he
Yeah, but how
just
long
kinda
ago
got
was
burned out.
that? That was
When I was racing.
oh, okay.
When I was racing XC, so I don't know, 4 to 8 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's a whole other subject, a whole other topic we can get into another time. But yeah, we do plan on trying to have some XC guys on here coming up. Because their season, they are going to have some stuff here in America coming up, and trying to plan some stuff with those guys to come on. But until then, it's probably gravity fed right now for us because we know a lot of those guys, and then a few other ones. I mean, do you guys want to hop over and talk a little bit about Red Bull Hardline? We almost kind of predicted what happened a little bit there, but I don't know. We didn't really predict that, but we were like, hey, it's fucking crazy event, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And then just like I think I read a little thing from Jackson, and it was something like he saw the run that Running put down. He was like, "Oh, I need to lay one down." And obviously, these guys are racers; they're athletes. They're gonna push no matter. It's a race, and they're in it. They're in it to win it, So obviously, they're just gonna push themselves as hard as possible. And Jackson pushed himself real hard.
Yeah. Did you guys see the video? Any of you guys or no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
James is back on Instagram. He sees stuff again.
Dude, I'm all about it. I know what's going on.
Jesus. Poor guy. I want to know how many requests and all kinds of shit when you came back. Was it brutal?
I mean, like, I'm very, very fortunate that I get tagged in quite a bit of stuff and people reach out and whatnot. And it was straight up intimidating. Like, I looked at it for a couple minutes and I got like super stressed out. And yeah, and I was talking to Evie over at my mate over on my lady, whatever, in Austria. And yeah, I was just like, dude, I got to put my phone down. And like my mood went from being like super happy and everything before I got back in Instagram. 10 minutes after, I was like, oh, fuck this thing. I'm out. This sucks. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a gnarly crash with Jackson for sure. But the whole track, everything about it, and with the weather picking up that morning, so a number of the ladies didn't get to hit that last feature, so they couldn't drop. I mean, dude, that was crazy. Like, yeah, crazy track. Watching because I know last time we were talking about it, we hadn't seen much, right? We'd only seen like one drop or something, maybe one or two drops.
Like that, right? At least that's what I felt in the video.
What's that?
I felt that there was only one drop that we've seen, really.
Oh yeah. Before that,
early. It was early. It was before the event happened. It was before, like their first runs were going down on it.
Yeah. No, and then I watched that practice footage. I don't know if you guys seen it. And there was crashes in those trees similar.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. Go ahead, Spencer. Sorry.
No, you're good. I kind of feel bad. I feel like I kind of jinxed the guy, but it's gnarly that he participated, and I don't know. If I'm Santa Cruz, I would probably rethink the decision if he wants to race that again next year. I mean, I get it. It's a big event. It's a Red Bull thing. He's Jackson Goldstone, probably one of the most talented bike riders in the world right now. He's just going to keep getting better. He can do it. He can handle it. But stuff happens. And now potentially his first couple races are in jeopardy from an injury that we don't really know how bad it is, especially if it's a torn MCL. I mean, some guys can ride through that. Sometimes you need to get it fixed. It depends on your pain tolerance and what you're feeling. And if you're dabbing your knee, stuff like that. I mean, we see it all the time. Guys in motocross and stuff not ride with torn MCL or whatever. But regardless, it sucks. That looked gnarly. But on the bright side, I think the event was pretty damn sick. Like, first and foremost, if I got to be honest, the one thing that impressed me the most was the chicks, dude. It was sick. They were ripping, dude. Yeah. And like throwing sick whips and nuking themselves. Like, that
dude, I wouldn't have done those stuff. I wouldn't have done. No.
It was gnarly.
No.
It was gnarly. And that was sick. I mean, yeah, that was super cool. It was a good event. Honestly, I was impressed with how everything turned out, but I still kind of stand by my first statement where Red Bull Hardline should be in Wales and only Wales, but still sick. Still super sick.
Yeah. I mean, do we just move this one? I mean, is it winter time at the end of the season there? And
no, I think it's going to be in June or July. in this year for Wales.
For Wales, no, but I mean this actual one in Tasmania, could it not have been moved to be like, a few weeks after that one or something? That's what I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Maybe that was
6 months later. If it was in August or whatever, it'd be peak winter for them. And I don't know how the weather is there in Tassie. Probably pretty sick, but
yeah.
But also, you got to kind of think about it from Red Bull. They're putting on an event so that they can get viewership, right? It's all about the marketing dollars. And this is the first big event of the year, more or less, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to get a bunch of people that are stoked, like, because, like watching racing and everything towards the end of the year, the athletes, the viewers, everybody's kind of like, all right, we're getting to the end of the year. So putting it at the beginning of the year, then you're going to get a lot more excitement. People have had not much to look at over the winter and everything. So like if you start talking about marketing dollars, and that's exactly what Red Bull wants, that's the only reason they're a company, they're trying to make money, right? So that's probably, I don't know, I'm just saying that could be a reason why they threw it at the beginning of the season.
They're on new teams,
Yeah, it's all excitement
to that, right?
Yeah, lots of eyes on it. Hey, let me ask you this, Austin, did you watch much of the live feed, or did you watch
I watched
recaps?
Afterwards. Yeah, I watched recaps. Yeah.
What do you think of the filming of it?
It was a little rough. I don't know.
Okay.
It was a little bit rough, but it was, I don't know how far away they are from like a proper town. What did they have to do to bring in the stuff? But it's still, I mean, dude, production and that type of stuff, you never know. Like, it's so hard to blame. I feel like when now being in it more and doing broadcast, there's a lot of times, like for example, this year I did the XC USA cycling race. No one knows what we went through to do that. And they were just expecting to have a great broadcast. But like, we showed up and there was just insanely crazy things that kept us from having, I feel like, that great broadcast. I feel like maybe this could have probably been a similar situation, but they still had a great broadcast. But to the standard of like maybe Red Bull, I would feel like they're at a pretty high standard. And maybe they were, who knows, maybe they're an hour drive each way for just housing. I don't know. Things like that all come into as challenges, and you're working like, 12-hour maximum. And maybe it's a total different law over there. Maybe wireless signals, maybe they're right next to an airport and there's there's all these things. I don't know, but those things come into play. That's why when you see events that are great and done over multiple years, it's usually in a place like NFL, or even, with the World Cups, it's in a facility that they've been to multiple times. So I would even say like the snowshoe production from the first year they went there to the last year that they left there was better. Just because you learn, hey, we could put a camera here, or we could have approved for this, or whatever it is. So
it's something we take for granted too, right? Like everyone just watches this and is like, what the heck, dude? It's in 720. Like, fuck these guys. Why can't they do this? They got so much money, and it's not as easy as it seems, right? I mean, Austin, you've done so much of this stuff and been in the trenches on it. And I mean, I might be a little bit guilty. I might be like, dude, what the heck? That broadcast sucked. But I have no idea what happened. I thought it was okay. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe they didn't have a budget either. Those are the things too, right?
First year event.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they seen coming into it too. They were like, fuck, like this might not be that good. I've had it too, like where we've started out and something will be, oh man, you have whatever you want for budget. We have $1 million. Let's go do it. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, we only have 50 grand. And you're like, well, hold on. You understand that I called helicopter companies. I had things planned, and they're like, all right, cool. Well, you got to get it done for 50 grand. And you're like, shit, that's housing bill.
Yeah. On the broadcast side of things though, I will say, and I think almost the entire mountain bike industry will agree, it was pretty refreshing to have Rob back and Elliot Jackson. Like, they were great, man. Elliot's so personable, and his laugh is so infectious, and he knows he's a rider. He knows what's going on. Not that Cedric Rossi and stuff isn't, and Rob's just kind of the voice of our era in mountain biking in some ways.
Do you think maybe it's because like the English there is maybe their first language, so that's why it's better? I feel like that helps with it.
I don't know. Yeah,
but there's a lot with, like, I know that Rob he like did classes and stuff about broadcasting and all that kind of stuff. It's like that, and that's another thing maybe that a lot of people take for granted, along with like how we view stuff, that the people that are on mics and stuff, they have to go get trained. Like, it's media training. I don't know if like any of your sponsors has ever had you do it, Spencer. You're a pretty personable guy anyway, but you know, there's a lot of athletes out there that will get sent off to some kind of media training in some capacity or another, just so that they can uphold a good conversation and represent their sponsors well. And I mean, it's the same with broadcasters and commentators. They've still got to get trained, you know. So, but I think that Rob does a phenomenal job. Obviously, he has for years. The excitement. Obviously, you always go back to that run with Danny Hart, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that was back on Freecast. I think that was iconic, right?
Yeah.
And like you're saying, Elliot, and then even getting Tawny in there as well. That was sick to hear her and her point of view and stuff like that. And I think that that's the key, is having athletes in there that know what's going on. And then you get somebody that's as excitable as Rob, you know? So yeah, it was dope.
And everyone explains things differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those two are fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Braden is here. We're gonna let Braden in. Give me 1 second.
Braydon. Yo.
Here we go. What's up, Braden?
What's up, dudes?
What's happening?
Oh man, not much. Just enjoying Idaho.
Good to see you, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. I'm glad to see you.
It has, Spence.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hopping on.
Oh, thanks for inviting me. I'm stoked to chat with all of you guys.
Absolutely.
I feel like I know each one of you from a different event or experience, so this is kind of fun having us all together in one chat.
Yeah, this is rad. All right, you guys, I want to introduce our first guest of the evening. It's Braydon Bringhurst, and I don't want to mess it up. I had to ask him earlier just to make for sure I had it right.
Sorry, like you asked me how to pronounce my last name, and
but
you
I
still messed that up.
I butchered yours up for sure.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm not great. My English sucks, you guys. We're no longer going with biker Braden. He's a badass on a bike. Yeah, sorry, I kind of butchered all that up right there.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, you're good, dude. You're great.
All right.
Needs no introduction.
No introduction. I mean, come on. If you haven't seen this dude on Instagram, YouTube, or anywhere you see bike content, I don't know. You're living under a rock. I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like. Look, I want to ask first off. I just want to dig into the 8,600 feet ride.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where did that idea come from exactly? Like,
right into it.
Yeah, right into it. Let's go.
I know. Seriously.
That sounds good. No, I put a lot of heart and soul into that project. And, you know, it really honestly just came from like years of kind of playing with the thought, like what's something good that I could put out into the world, you know? And like I have a talent riding a bike, and having lost my cousin to suicide and lost some close community members to suicide in the mountain bike space, I was like, you know, I'm not a medical worker. This was like during the COVID times when, you know, we were all stuck inside. I was like, I'm not a medical worker. I'm not a school teacher. I'm not a therapist. Like, what can I do with my skills? And I just started playing with this idea of like, what can I do? And then that idea kind of came, and it took probably 6 months for me to tell anybody it. And it was like my wife. And then I started just mentioning it and hearing people's response. And then when I started hearing people say like, dude, you could do it, I was like, oh, you actually think I could? Because it was nuts. Like, it was a crazy idea. And then, yeah, it just, once I kind of made the decision, it's like, I'm going to give this my best shot, and hopefully it works out. If it does, if I'm not able to actually make the climb, you know, hopefully I can still tell a good story about working through struggle, and whatever was to come of it was cool. But yeah, it just ended up being a really cool experience that, to be truthful, I'm just like grateful to be part of it.
So
honestly.
Your fitness, okay, because there was a big thing about that and adding your fitness in. How did you know, like, to land at that level? Okay, this is what I need to get this many feet of climbing, but it's not like really that many feet. It's more in a sense because you're doing it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and that's why I brought in the people that I trusted and honestly love. Like I reached out to my homie, my riding buddy Greg, and was like, dude, you know my riding, you kind of know. I was like, here's this idea, here's the stats. It's 27 miles from one point to the next. I want to climb everything. It's approximately 8,000 feet. What does the fitness look like for that? And then he went busy just like digging deep, looking into different workouts and different fitness levels. And then I just had to trust him and built the confidence kind of as I got closer to the climb. So with going down there and riding the first half, riding the second half, working on all of the technical moves for it. And then weeks before, dialing in the diet, like riding 6 hours and eating and knowing how my body would take in the food and how I could keep going and work through that aspect it was just mental, man. Like, I can't believe it worked out, honestly.
Well, so for any of the listeners that haven't seen this, number one, you need to go see it. But 8,600, like Braden just said, 27 miles and then 8,600 feet of climbing. However, obviously, a couple of the features you had to do some lapping on. Did you track what your elevation was after the whole day?
Yeah, so that's actually it was 8,600.
Oh, that was the 8,600.
So on paper, I think it was like 7,800 feet from the Colorado River to Burro Pass. Okay. And then there was about, what is that?
1,200 or something.
Yeah, of extra feet and attempts and extra efforts. Wow. and then it was like 32 miles. So it was like 5 miles of extra. Yeah, it was crazy.
And it's not like just 8,600 feet of climbing, like not just going up a fire road. Like, these are extremely physical movements and stuff.
Yeah, it was insane. Dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, good, thank you.
I mean, kudos to you. I think I'm definitely not alone in saying this, but I mean, things like that and your latest project and stuff. I mean,
thank you.
It's a work of art, and I think everyone your name has become a household name for a reason, and it's.
I don't know about that, brother.
Come on, dude. Everyone knows who you are. Come on. I know you're humble, and I know you from that and from being humble and other things, but like, dude, honestly, I mean, everyone knows
Thank
Biker
you so
Braid.
Much.
Which, why can I change the subject here?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit of the thought process on why you had the old IG name switch? I know it's probably pretty minimal, but as like a marketing guy.
Yeah, I was stoked on my freaking AOL username, Biker Braid. I was just like, this is super, pretty dorky, and I really don't care. Like, I'm not trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Biker Braid, that's kind of funny. It's goofy. And then, and it started out just like posting more or less just like clips, and like, I wasn't doing the super gnarliest stuff. I was just like, here's some clips, get stoked, go ride.
Yep.
And that was kind of my motivation. And then, as we started developing more about this story and how it was more about me as a person and like everything else I do as a human being, it wasn't anymore just like quick little clips on social. And having that Biker Braid, there was a gap between people knowing who Biker Braid was and knowing who Braydon Bringhurst was. And so I was just, I was consulted to consider. It wasn't like you have to. And then I was like, I am going to be doing just a lot more me, like, and Braydon Bringhurst is my name. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I made the switch, and I mean, it's like people still call me Biker Braid all the time, and I'm stoked on it. Whether they're making fun of me or not, I don't really care.
I don't think anyone does. If anything, I think, to be totally honest, I think the Biker Braid was probably a good thing, even if you thought it was dorky or whatever, because
that's cool.
It's super memorable, right? So from a marketing perspective, it's always easier to be like, oh shoot, what's this? How do you spell this guy's last name? Versus like, oh, just Biker Braid. Like, that's
Biker Braid, dude.
Easier. It's easier to remember. It's easier to say. It's easier to be.
Yeah.
You know how to spell
well,
Biker.
You're welcome to still call me Biker Braid. No worries.
Come on.
I'm gonna use it because I suck at English, so we're good.
All right, Braid. So can we just a real quick your history in riding bikes, because I know it just from our personal conversations a little bit, but you came up, like you're saying, like with the AOL name and everything.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're going from these clips, having fun on your bike, to doing these mad big productions, because that's another thing, like these productions that you've got, the level of quality, obviously.
Thanks.
Well, actually, that's something that we're going to get into, but give us
okay.
give us a quick rundown on like how you got to where you are
Okay.
right now.
Okay, yeah. So like first off, I felt like I was it's my soul sport, man. I've ridden a bike since I was a little kid. It's one of the things that I've always been able to turn to that absolutely just consumes me, and like I love it so much, and I've always loved it. And I used to race BMX as a kid. I started when I was 8 or 9, raced all the way up till I was like 18, and that's where I became dear friends and brothers with like Mitch Ropalato, who, any listeners, he's a super pro. He's one of the best riders to ever mountain bike, and so he's a dear friend. And so when I was 18, you know, I had I thought I had accomplished everything I wanted to athletically, and I always struggled with school and with academics, and I wanted to like go out and learn different things. So I hung up the bike. I went on a mission, service mission for my church, and then I started getting busy trying to figure out what I was going to do with college. And the whole time I was still riding my BMX around the neighborhood, hitting curbs, and you know, when I needed just like a break, I had a dirt jumper, it was called a Giant Brass. I got a really good deal on a Giant Brass back in like 2010 maybe, and I would ride that around. And yeah, it's always been my thing. But I got this scholarship, so I kind of had a crazy thing happen where I got this scholarship to go to college for track and field. And not that I loved track and field, but it was a really good opportunity to go get a good education and have a good experience competing at a high level and develop myself. And so I was like, all right, let's do this. So when I got to school, a couple things happened. I started working with a sports psychologist and developing my mind. I started a major that I absolutely loved, which was a film major. So filmmaking, documentary focused. And then I was developing myself as an athlete, detailed level on me as an athlete. And so that worked out, and I went there for 5 years, and it was a beautiful experience. And then when I graduated, I got the modern trail bike. I got the trail bike, you know, and I was just like, and it was actually, so it was a breezer. If you've ever heard of a breezer, it was like a super more affordable mountain bike at like not like a premier bike shop, but it was like maybe at like a store that does all kinds of sports. They'd have maybe I don't want to but like maybe
REI?
like yeah, exactly.
Or
It was
a
like
Dick's Sporting Goods.
yeah,
Hey, I love
it was
REI.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. It was like that entry level REI bike.
Yep.
And I was just so hyped. I texted Mitch and I was like, dude, I got a bike. And I knew when I sent it, he was probably like, what is that thing? But it was nice to me, and I was stoked on it. It was like $1,700. It was my graduation present from college, and I was just like, this is amazing. And I recently, you know, got my film degree, and I asked Mitch, I said, hey dude, can I make a video of you? And he's like, sure, let's do it. So we were shooting this video of him ripping Salt Lake City, like hitting wall rides, jumping down stairs. He's on this Bronson. And my bike was with me one day, and it got stolen. And I was like so devastated. And Mitch is like, dude, I'll give you this Bronson as soon as I can. Like, we'll figure it out. He's like, but you should check with your renter's insurance. And so Nicole was like, I just gotta say, I thought I was done now. I thought I was never mountain biking again. There's no way.
When was this?
When was that?
This was 2015.
Okay.
2015 or 2016, in
Okay.
between there.
Yep.
And this bike got stolen. I thought, okay, I'm done mountain biking. That was short lived. There's no way I'm affording one of those things. And a renter's insurance, within like 12 hours, I got the thumbs up on a check of $3,700. And I was like,
Upgrade.
Dang.
oh
No
my
way.
gosh, dude. And I was, I was in the bike shop. I bought a Specialized Enduro. Super inspired by Matty Miles and Matt Hunter and R-Dog in a film called Motive.
Yep.
That, the Specialized, what is it? Was it Mindspark or?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
amazing film. And yeah, it just inspired me to just go ride the trail. And then, fast forward a couple years, I was like riding with Mitch, and he's like, dude, you're doing stuff, man, nobody else can do in the whole sport. And I'm like, no, there's no way. And and when I graduated and everything, and we moved up to Boise, I had like 0 friends that rode. All my high school friends now had moved on to other careers or didn't do any riding. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And if you guys remember Stephen Graham, he was a photographer, videographer that passed away. He moved up here from Salt Lake to Deity and was doing work. And we hit it off, and he was like, dude, you should start an Instagram and use that as like a networking, like connecting tool. And, just, you should just consider it. And anyway, so I did. And yeah, man, one thing led to another. Mitch was linking me up, was trying to get me linked up with Specialized. And then people started recognizing me and reaching out because I had it linked to my email. And I got in touch with Canyon, and I said, hey, like, first off, I don't really want to just get bikes and post them on Instagram. That's not like inspiring and motivating to me. I said, what I would love to do, I said, here's a video I made of Mitch, and here's these people that inspired me, Matt Hunter, Matty Miles, like riding the Enduro. I was like, I would love to do that for Canyon. I would love to be that person for Canyon. And they're like, well, let's give it a shot. Let's give you a budget. And that was when I made my first film back in 2018, just me and my wife tromping through Moab, making an edit. And yeah, man, it's just crazy how it's just continued to grow. And like, I've just felt really fortunate, and it's a true love. And I love filmmaking. I love creating. I love riding, and I love the trail bike, and it just fits, I wasn't brought into mountain biking through downhill. I wasn't brought into mountain biking through cross country. I was brought into mountain biking from that trail bike. And it's like, I dream about that bike. That's the bike I want to ride every day, and push my riding on that bike. And now we are here today just talking about bikes.
Yeah, and I think
Right.
that's the thing that you go back to, is that you're out there having fun, and
Yeah.
it's your passion along with filmmaking and stuff. And then that kind of like brings us on to that whole thing of like this core group that you have for like at least these last 2 films, and maybe more, but like our mutual friend Tori Powers, who's
Love
in
Tori.
oh dude, one of the greatest humans ever, one of the funniest little dudes ever, not little dudes, but one of the funniest dudes. And then Anthony Smith as your photographer, and then
Yeah.
obviously your wife Nicole
Yeah,
as your director and your editor.
exactly. Yeah, super just fortunate to work with all of them.
Well,
Hey,
and I
so-
think go ahead, sorry
Well,
Austin.
I was kind of wondering, that whole time when you were coming through, did you also have a regular job somewhere?
So good question. Like as soon as I graduated, Nicole and I started doing wedding films. So we were bringing in enough revenue to survive from our wedding films. And quite frankly, I loved it. Like, I love storytelling. I love giving something to somebody that they're going to cherish so much. And the whole process of the wedding filmmaking, working with the couples was like really enjoyable. And so I wasn't in a rush to like let it go. I was also really fortunate enough to get into the Boise State master's program for business. And so I was able to, because that was one of my biggest things, right? Like I said, I really struggled in school, and like one of my personal goals was like, just prove to yourself you can do it. And getting an MBA was one of those like big goals. And so I just was fortunate enough to get in, and I ended up, getting a graduate assistantship where I was like working in career services, working with students, helping students get connected to the community and get jobs. And that ended up paying for my school and paying for like our rent at the time. And so, yeah, I mean, I could pretty much do that and then still do my riding and keep it super true and authentic, and not like have to do something that I felt like I was jeopardizing my love for riding for media or something,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. And then in the last few years, it's just gone pretty much full throttle, and I've just leaned into the bike industry. And now it's 100. I mean, we do a couple other things, but not really. Like, I'm pretty full gas in the bike world and just trying to be a positive, impactful person within the sport.
So when I met you back in Moab, were you still doing wedding videos then?
Yeah.
Or-
Oh, yeah.
really?
I was full-time student we were doing probably 12 to 16 weddings a year.
Okay.
And
Wow.
yeah. So pretty busy, and we were making it work, and just, yeah, for sure. You're talking about when we did that really fun thing with
Kathy?
With Kathy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. That was
No way. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea at that time that you were out filming as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't even know the film background thing.
Yeah, and I usually I don't really I don't need to put that out there all the time, It's just like I just want people to enjoy riding bikes, so that's my goal.
I understand that, and I respect that, but also, I mean, telling your story is part of inspiring people to ride bikes. And essentially, you were shooting wedding photography and wedding videography and making videos and giving a feeling to your customers or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're essentially doing the same thing now. Like, it's
Yeah,
sure.
true.
You could shoot photos and videos for McDonald's or whatever that you watch and you see the Big Mac and it makes you hungry or whatever. It's like you're inspiring you're inspiring some sense of reaction, cool, and feeling.
Yeah.
And now you're doing that with bikes. And
that's cool.
I think, yeah, it's pretty cool to see. And
Thank you, man.
There's a reason why you're full throttle in the biking industry, and
thank you.
And the industry's come behind you because, yeah, like Mitch said, you're doing things that other people can't, but also at a bigger picture, you're giving somebody a feeling. And that kind of brings us, I think, into Always, your latest project that dropped a week ago, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a video shared by friends and peers in Instagram stories so much in the last couple of years.
That's crazy.
And I think what you did was you brought a feeling. It wasn't like this most overproduced video, but you did a lot of crazy things, and you rode your bike, and that was pretty cool to see. And it's fun to watch, and it's enjoyable to watch. And I think everyone else, there's a reason why I hadn't seen a video shared so much, because people want to get around you, and yeah, I'm just
nice.
Blowing smoke up.
No, dude,
I'm just
nice.
hyping you up, but it's true. And I was telling Austin and I were talking about this on our ride this weekend. Same exact deal. Like, it's true. So, Always, what inspired this one?
Man, thank you so much for that. It's honestly, dude, like it's such just a privilege to like be riding these bikes and be doing something that I feel so much love for. Because if I wasn't filming a video or involved, I would still be out there riding my bike, and I'd be riding my mountain bike in these amazing landscapes that we have. And just like the fact that I have the tools and the ability and the network and the partners, and I just feel really fortunate. And, like, this project was so inspired by my whole growing up with I have a background in skiing, I shouldn't say, I used to do slope style competitive snow skiing, and there's a huge emphasis on right and left spins and symmetry in your skiing. And, I see mountain bikers that have done that, you know, Seminuk, Reeder, Rogatkin with the cash roll both ways, Seminuk first with the
Emil.
cork sev both ways, now Emil and the super tech both ways.
Yeah.
It's just definitely inspired by that skiing and these current riders that are focusing on that. And then there's another skier out there named Candide Thovex, who is one of the all-time inspirations for me since I was a little kid, competing in half pipe and X Games to now making insane edits, just stoking people to go ski their resort with bumps and not perfect powder and hit cat tracks and launch over or whatever. And so this edit was like, you know, inspired by that. And then our second was like, we have this amazing, so I should say the riding was inspired by that, to really push my limits on full symmetric riding, right and left. Like it was pretty hard and a lot of work to like make my riding equal in all of that. And then, you know, second and third, second was this amazing landscape that we get to ride. And I wanted to showcase like mostly natural terrain. I mean, that Cuddy Trail in Bellingham is just a hiking trail. It was not overly built. It was just this beautiful hiking trail. And I wanted to show a creative riding just this trail because, you know, trails have been around since life has existed, really. And so I wanted to show riding this bike on this naturally cut trail. And then I wanted to show the symmetry on the jumps. So I moved to like the transition blue steel line. And then I also wanted to show just like jibbing a road. You know, I wanted to hit side hits and like cutty on the road and show fun, just super. Anybody can basically find a dirt road and have fun on. And then all the way into the jumps with the 4 whips, into the right and left 3 and all of that. And then yeah, I got out of that down into Moab, started hitting the incredible landscape of Moab and Sedona on the rocks and the iconic Bartlett's Wash, which is all that sandstone, natural quarter pipe, natural, like millions of years old landscape. No one built that from, you know, with mountain biking in mind. So I wanted to show that. And then the thing that is super inspiring to me too is the equipment, you know, and like the bike and the tool. It's the tool. It's the thing that takes this idea and the earth, and that's the in between. That's what it is. And so focusing on what this tool could do, this bike could do of riding all of these different ways, is to me so inspiring. And it's taken decades for it to get there. Yeah, it's a Canyon Spectral and it's an amazing bike, but Canyon took influence from others to get that bike, and then they've revised it and fine-tuned it. But you go back a couple decades, you have the cross-country bikes to the downhill bikes to the development and the people that have sacrificed so much to push those limits, that have time and year after year have developed this trail bike that can do everything. And yeah, and then you bring in, you know, the incredible talented artists of Anthony Smith and Tori Powers and Chaz, who did all the artwork on the bike, the pizza and the Shred All Ways logos. And like, I just love seeing people and the things around me just do what they do, you know? And that was kind of like, I really do. I'm a small part of the project. And you have the land, which is the most beautiful. You have the bike, you have these other artists showing their vision of it. And that's why, you know, it's like, it basically just says at the very end, like, inspired by many, thank you all. And then just a little Braydon Bringhurst, because I didn't need like a bunch of Braydon Bringhurst, you know? And it was nice that like Pink Bike and others shared like Braydon's video, you know? But yeah, it's just a massive teamwork, and I'm super stoked that people are enjoying it. I've heard so many good things, and it's like, whoa, thank you guys so much.
It sounds like you really like the producing side of these type
Yeah.
of pieces.
Oh,
right?
it's magical, man. I love it. And I've shot with you, Austin. Like it's so fun.
It's
Um,
it is fun doing the producing side of it and then having it all come together when it works out, right? And I think it
Yeah.
worked out well in that video. So good
Thanks.
job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Really good
along
job.
those lines, let's talk about obviously you had a business with your wife shooting wedding videos. How is it now working with your wife in the director and editing role, especially these last two projects, but more so talking about 8600, her stepping in as the, or not stepping in, but being the editor?
Yeah, like there's people that are just better than you at their craft, and like I'm not a very good editor. Like I'm not super great, and I'm aware of that. I'm not a great photographer. I'm not a great video guy. Like I think my talent is writing, and that's just kind of what I do. And working with brands and working with people, and making it win-wins is maybe what I feel like I have learned, especially in business school. I can talk with brands and say, okay, like how can we make this a good win-win? And I think just showing that I want to make it valuable to them um, allows us to get support that maybe we wouldn't otherwise if I was just trying to do my own thing, which I'm super fortunate that my own thing is trail riding, and that's like a really popular supported segment of mountain biking. So I kind of just feel super lucky with the whole how it kind of has come together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think something I was kind of just trying to hint around was because obviously I came up with Tori to your film premiere for 8600.
Yeah.
And I was talking with Nicole about it. And because Braden, obviously for the listeners, if they haven't already figured it out and they don't already know, Braden's one of the most humble guys in the entire world. One of the most caring guys, one of the kindest guys, very humble to the point where, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Nicole basically had to tell you, get the F out the editing room because you were trying to take away the limelight on being on what you were doing,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so having your wife, having your business partner, your wife, whatever capacity you want to call that, but having her being able to step in and say, no, we need to put more of the spotlight on you. I think that kind of partnership obviously bodes really well with the productions, but also obviously what your sponsors, what your fans, everybody wants to see of you, which is you riding your bike and seeing the shit that you go through, just seeing the mental anguish, seeing those kind of things. And I think that having somebody so close to you in your life who knows you better than probably anybody else in this world, be able to like, no, this is what I want the world to see of Braden instead of you editing it yourself, right?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I just wanted to blow some more smoke up you guys' ass.
I mean, I love
Thanks,
that part of the
James.
8600. For real, it's like that was really rad seeing how hard it was for you to do some of those sections. And like you, to us, you feel it makes you human, right? Like because
yeah, for sure. I'm totally a human.
I don't know. I mean, the way you and
Yeah.
Spencer ride, like, and you especially, like, it's. I don't think you're human fully. There's got to be, you got a little bit of someone dropped a little bit of different blood on you. I don't know. Like you played in a different ditch than I did when we were kids. I don't know.
No, you're being funny.
I want to kind of change a little bit on.
Yeah.
We seen you race a little slalom last year.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Are we training for Crankworks slalom here? Like, what's going on here? I see you doing a little down there at Straight Acres. What's up?
Yeah, dude, I'm super excited about this. Like, so my what do I want to call it? My career has been built on anything but racing, you know, and it's super unconventional to be able to do that. And I think I have to give credit to the filmmaking skills and just the trail riding segment, because that's how I can showcase a trail bike and products that people are using out in the trails. And yeah, and I've loved it, but I've been really cautious about going into the space of just competition, because since I was a little kid, I competed in karate, basketball, BMX racing, snow skiing, pole vaulting, wrestling. Then I went to college, and you're competing there too with classwork. Then, I did the pole vaulting in college, and it was a great experience. But by the time I graduated with my MBA, which was in 2020, which was when I started getting this idea of the big climb, I was so fried on competing. And to try and compete in this discipline of mountain biking that I just love to just go do, I did not want to corrupt my love for riding with competition, because in the past, I'll just say it, and I am a junior US national champion in slopestyle snow skiing.
Wow.
I'm a multi-time BMX national champion, junior. I went on to become an All-American. I was multi-time academic All-American in college for track and field. And even though I had a lot of wins, I almost wasn't even happy with those wins, because the anxiety and the stress that I put on myself to get there. And then when I wouldn't win, I would still feel bad.
Yeah.
So it was I was bumming out if I won, because I was so anxious and stressed and it wasn't fun. And I was bumming out if I lost. And riding to me was anything but that. It was all fun and love. And it took me a long time to learn that. And then with the whole climb project, you can kind of see I've just been doing my own little self competitions that nobody else is even doing.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how I've kind of worked through it, because there's no doubt about it, I'm unbelievably critical of myself, and I ride really hard and push myself, and I don't need anybody else around me to do that, to push me. I push myself super hard, just me. And so I started dabbling with this thought of racing slalom, and I had entered races, and I would do practice, and then I'd bail. James would see me all the time doing it.
Yeah, see others.
Really? I
Great
didn't
one.
know that.
Yes.
Oh, dude. There was
Yeah,
this
so
gap triple,
Yeah.
and he just kept lapping it and lapping it and lapping it. It was dope. Everybody's like, oh my God, that's such a line. He's like, oh, I'm not actually competing. I just signed up so I could hit
way.
practice.
That's
Yeah.
so messed
Yeah.
up.
I was so mad.
No way.
So I would sign up, and I would go to these tracks, because I wanted to ride Kyle Straight's tracks. They're so dynamic, they're so technical. So I would sign up, and I'd go ride these tracks and just have a good time, just finding gaps and creative lines. And then, it kind of lost its excitement. And I was thinking, what a cool opportunity I have to learn how to compete in a healthy mindset.
Yeah.
Learn how to compete, enjoy it so much, and just take this opportunity to go out there and embrace the riders around me, versus look at them as I'm gonna beat you. It's no, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna ride my best, I'm gonna train my butt off at home, I'm gonna do everything that I know how to do, and then when I come to the race, it's party time. Let's have a blast, and let's put out our best performance. And so it's just a completely different mindset, and I'm really excited. Last year I did, and this is dorky, and I'm an open book, but I went to the Crankworks and I went to Straight Acres to just collect data, right? So I have power meters on my bike. I'm measuring my heart rate. I'm measuring the time between practice and how many practice laps I did versus race laps. What kind of wattage I'm able to put out in the beginning of the rounds to when I got out. And then last year it was literally just go out and collect data and get a feel for it. And so I put 2 races down where I actually tried, but had zero expectations, and got some great data. Ended up making at Crankworks, I think I made top 16, and then at Straight Acres I was in the top 8. And I was way more blown away than I thought, because I felt so unprepared and so just new. I was such a rookie, really trying to push it. And so now this year, and for a couple years, I'm getting a dynamic slalom bike. I'm putting together a training program. I'm actually getting an e-bike. I'm getting a super dorky, right? But I'm so excited.
No one is doing data collection in the jumper slalom world right now.
I know it's super nerdy.
No, it's not nerdy, but like I'm worried for
nerdy.
everyone else. I'm gonna be honest.
No, dude, no doubt. Like they're already like got their programs. They're insanely fast, incredible athletes and riders. And like to me, I'm just gonna go do my best. And I'm 35. I don't even think or really know if I could ever win one of those races. My goal and hope would be to maybe podium at a big race in the slalom and be able to enjoy that experience in a healthy mindset. Like I'm going to lose everyone, but to me, I want to win,
Yeah, you're like Ricky Carmichael right now with the data and going after stuff. I'm nervous.
So nervous. Dude, I'm even getting my like an e-bike that's going to be set up slalom so that I can do my sprint day. I can do my slalom skill day on the e-bike to conserve like the leg energy. And then doing the
this
so
is
nerdy.
gnarly.
So nerdy.
No, this
dude.
isn't. I mean, but oh wow. Okay. So which one do I need to show up at to watch?
Oh, dude, I'll be at Sea Otter, Crankworks, the Straight Acres, all the Straight Acres races if they do multiple U.S. championships, and
you're going all of everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
This is okay.
I'm excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then what are we doing? What are you doing differently to correct that mindset so you don't go into these races and you're like super anxious, like I have to win?
So like one of the things that like really hit me hard when I was working to do that climb project, the big climb, was like you can only control so much. You can control. There's this thing working with Craig Manning, my mental coach, is you have task oriented and ego oriented objectives. And the goal is to be as much task oriented as possible. So put your your hat on the hook when you execute your tasks that you have direct control over. Anything else, give it no weight, give it no pressure. Winning an event, you can't control if Mitch rides unbelievable. You can't control if Shreddy Reynolds just rides unbelievable and beats you. To me, how did I ride? Did I execute? My goal would be, hey, I hope you ride well and you execute your best race. Because if I beat you and you like screwed up, I'm not really stoked on that. I'd like to compete against you fair and square and we just have a good race. So I'm just basically setting my objectives on stuff that I control. And if I can execute what I set out to do, I win. Like I'm going to win. I'm going to win against me and my plan. And I'm excited to share that. And just give it my best, like what a fun experience to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people out there can relate to that and relate to the racing side, because I feel like so much of it is driven around results and
for sure
you hear all of these kids or whatever trying to get sponsors and they're like, I won a race, like look at me, whatever, so on and so forth, and at the end of the day it sounds like you're just riding your bike and that's all that's important to you. And I can relate to that in 100% because I just ride my bike and I enjoy it. Sure, I post on social media and I do brand stuff, I guess you could say, but not like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm just saying like, I think that's a lot of people can take from that. And I think transitioning from a mindset that has you so results based driven, maybe that's your ego, task.
Exactly.
And then transitioning into putting your best foot forward, doing everything in your power to perform as well as you can. Yeah. And if you don't win, be okay with that, because it's tough. It's much easier said than done. And I think
for sure
that, very admirable of you. And I was just curious, to see how.
Yeah. Thanks for asking
about that.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. And thanks for that.
Especially,
I'm excited.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just especially hearing your background, racing BMX, and hearing how upset you were with your anxiety or upset you were with losing, so on, like never really receiving the emotional gratitude that you deserved to give yourself.
Yeah.
And now you're going in with a completely different mindset. And
Totally.
it's very, very interesting. My mind
Thanks, man.
spinning. Just thinking.
Thanks, Spencer. Cheers, brother.
So, in a perfect, not a perfect world, who would be your favorite person to go up head-to-head finals at Straight Acres in 2025? Your favorite person to race?
My favorite person to race?
Just put him on the spot right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime, any era, doesn't have to be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Now we've opened it up even
now
more.
We've stumped him.
No, I've been really. I had a really cool conversation with EC Eric Carter at the Straight Acres race up at Big Bear last year, and he's just a book of knowledge. I love how he's so intellectual with his writing, so methodical. He knows everything, and I really resonated with a lot of stuff he was saying. I wish so badly. I mean, I can look it up on YouTube and see some of his races, but I wish I could see it, you know? I love his style. I don't know if it would be to race EC James, but
yeah.
I to answer that question, man, I don't know.
Don't worry, we won't hold you to it. You know, a few of you said.
I tell you, my favorite quarterfinal or my favorite last four would be, and whichever combination of people racing, Cody Kelly, Kyle Strait, yourself, and Mitch. Between those four, watching these four ride, it's just I forget to take photos when you guys are out there. You know,
so
you talk about.
Let me just tell you, like, my mindset, man. Like, I want to just go out there and ride the best that I can, and whoever's I'm paired up against that's perfect. You know, like
that's the way
I went.
Falls, right?
Yeah.
I went to Kyle's house a few weeks ago, and I was being coached by him and Mitch, like on how to corner, on how to exit, on how to work through speed on those really tough courses. Like, to even think like racing against them is like a reality. I honestly, I can't comprehend it. Those guys are so accomplished, they are so good, and I look to them as like, man, just teach me, you know. So if I like, I would hope. I guess I'm just honestly, I'm excited to rub shoulders and ride with all these guys and just be stoked to be out there. And I don't have an answer to say like the dream matchup, because it would be the fastest person on the day, and me to be right there within, you know, being at that highest level speed would be my goal, but we'll see if I even get there.
Yeah.
So not to kind of put you out on a limb here or whatever a little bit, but so for everyone listening, I got to know Braden through working at Fast House. I worked at Fast House for a little bit, and we built a team, or we had the team, and Braden had just a small part in it. We just sent him some stuff, and same deal with the Canyon deal. He's like, I'm not looking for anything. I don't want to run big logos, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, great. That sounds fine. I just want you wearing Fast House stuff, so on and so forth. And then we go to a shoot up in Oregon, and I asked Braden if he can come, and he's like, our dog's there, I'm there. And Braden, so I apologize if I'm embarrassing you here a little bit.
No, you're good.
Braden was just super stoked to be riding with our dog, and he said that's one of his heroes or whatever. And I am telling you this to relate back to the question and things you were just saying. Our dog and all of these guys, and Kyle and Mitch, even though Mitch is one of your good friends and you've known him forever, and Cody, everyone are just as excited to ride with you as you are with them. And I think I'm not even kidding, dude. Like, really, like it's nice. Not rubbing shoulders. I'm not even just saying that. Like, realistically, it's true. And I think you got to understand that at some point. Like, you're doing some big things, and
I super appreciate it, man.
you're riding at the highest level and doing a good job at it. So yeah, basically I'm just telling you, I know you're humble and I know all that stuff.
Dude, I still pinch myself. I pinch myself when I'm following R-Dog down the trail. It's like, this is like a live movie, man. Look at him. Just going over here. I get a ride with Mitch, and I'm same thing. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But then at the same time, you know, I realize everybody's just human, and like, I go ride with my homie dad friends here in Boise, and I have such great times too. And so I'm just so stoked to be riding these bikes and making good relationships. And I kind of look at it like, man, we are making lifelong friendships. Like this is exciting.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, I think I said this before, maybe not on this time, but we're doing the same things. People ask me or whatever every now and then, like, oh, I can't ride with you. Like, I'm not at your level kind of deal.
Yeah.
Messaging a guy from high school this morning, and he's like, when I get on your level, we can go for a ride. I'm like, dude, what? Stop.
Totally.
We're going up the climb and down the descent, and we're riding the same trail at the same time. Sure, maybe I can go a little faster or whatever, but you taking more time to go down the trail means you got that much more opportunity to have fun on it. And at the end of the day, we get to the bottom, we high five. We just had a very similar experience, and that's really what mountain biking is. Really,
that's it, man.
And that's what we're doing when you're following our dog or whatever. They're teaching you. You guys are just riding bikes, man. And that's what one of the things I love so much about riding bikes, because if you go on a soccer pitch or whatever and you're playing with a team and you're playing with one of the greats, but you're not as good as one of the greats or whatever, there's a very big difference in experience. I was playing basketball last week with a friend of mine who coaches like some NBA players and trains with them and stuff. And
oh wow.
And I'm playing basketball. I'm on his team, and I'm not having the same experience. I can't dribble. I can barely shoot, but they're smoking everybody, and it was super cool. But on a bike, we have a very similar experience, you know, and that's what's
I like that. I like that thought for sure.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Do you guys feel like I feel like you've been in other sports, Braden, and you could probably attest to this as well. All of us, cycling is like this. I feel like everything else I've been in, you're not how you guys are saying. Like you guys are high fiving and teaching each other in a corner in a section. Like no one in Supercross is doing that.
Really? I don't know.
No, Tomac is not out there coaching fucking Cooper Webb on how to do this corner. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no way. No way.
No, so, I would. What's your question?
It's not really a question. It's really just more like I feel like cycling is kind of. I mean, for me, I feel it's one of the only sports is kind of where it's open enough to where you can have relationships with the competitors that you're against. You know.
Yeah.
I know. Even Loic Bruni, for instance, shares lines and talks other guys through lines that he's doing at World Cup races, and like
that's to me is so cool.
It's so cool. Like
yeah.
Go ahead, you can try this. This is what I'm doing here. Good luck doing it as fast as me.
For sure.
Control and it is.
Yeah,
it is cool.
That's
cool.
cool.
That's why we're here.
With along those lines with the community thing, and you talk about rubbing shoulders with these fantastic riders, which obviously you're up there. There's a huge community of people that would just love the opportunity to ride with you. I see a lot on your Instagram about what you do in your local trail building. Can you kind of talk a little bit about what you're doing on the local level over there?
Sure, man. I really love, I'm such a people person, you know, like I love people. I love getting involved, and, you know, I kind of approach this opportunity with biking to use it to bring people together. And whether you want to go do a group trail ride or you want to do a dirt jump session at Eagle Bike Park, or we can meet up and talk about the mental skills of working through challenges on the bike. I just try to do all of that. And, you know, like this last year, I first off, I realized I can't make as big of an impact as I would like in my local scene. So just involving and trying to stoke the fire of other riders in the community that are doing amazing things in their own micro community is like really, really important to me, because I've seen like they get even more stoked to do more in their scene, whether you're a gravel rider, whether you're a trail builder, or whether you're a community group ride leader every week. There's so many cool things going on in my hometown. And if I can find stoke to, you know, throw some support or do something for them. But then personally, it's like I want to do stuff too. And so, yeah, like we'll say, you know, sunset session at Eagle Bike Park, we're going to hit the jumps on the new trail that was built this year. There's a cool thing I do with our local trailer called Swimba Academy, where we found there's no question mountain bikes are insanely expensive, and it's definitely a gatekeeper just straight off the bat, like for most people. And so we worked with a private donor to secure like 15 grand and create an application process for that teenager to young adult that maybe doesn't have resources to get a bike to get a bike. We'll buy them a bike, and we'll give them a handful of lessons and mentoring. And this last year we did, I think we gave 12 kids bikes. Like, you know, either they can pick a dirt jumper or like a hardtail, like $1,000-ish bike that shops are giving us a pro deal or a discount on to get them that. So they're getting a pretty cool bike. And, you know, it's nothing massive, but we're trying. You know, here in Boise.
Man. That is massive, though. Hold on. No,
yeah,
no, that is
massive.
Yeah, seriously. No, I don't.
Well,
and what was that called again?
So we call it Swimba Academy.
Okay.
And Swimba is Southwestern Idaho Mountain Bike Association. So yeah, we do that. It comes with a handful of lessons. It comes with a helmet, some riding gear, and a bike. And we just want to, these kids have to show like an essay on like their passion and love for riding. They have to show video of them riding, showing that they kind of show promise. You know, it's not like they're just going to get a bike and sell it.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously.
We got to see like what they're on and what their motives are, and then when they get approved, we go get them a bike. Shops have agreed to give us that good deal, and that's special, man.
So this is kind of a rhetorical question, though, and you'll see where I'm going here. But how much did your first breezer cost?
Yeah, it was like $1,700.
All right, so you could be giving a bike to the next biker Braid, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean that's really what it comes down to when you're saying, it's not much. Like, you didn't start with a $10,000 S-Works or Canyon Ultimate or whatever. You started at the ground. My first bike was a $900 Cannondale hardtail. Like,
that's awesome.
Same deal. And I think where I was going with that, and the message that I kind of want to say here is like, it doesn't take much. It's the rider more than it is the bike. Sure, bikes do great things, and the nice stuff is definitely cool. Nice. But yeah, big ups to you.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
As a kid, you never know, for the kids listening or whatever, you never know what that could turn into. A $1,000 bike that you couldn't afford could turn into a full career making videos for Canyon bicycles. You know,
it's true, man. It's totally true. Or whatever. Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't have to be that, but
just an outlet. You know, just whatever it is. That's perfect.
You're giving them an opportunity, which is
just make for sure you get it on the home insurance plan, and don't go to Salt Lake.
Rent this policy.
Or go to Salt Lake. It might trigger the start. I mean, I wonder if that was the trigger for the start, or was it getting the first bike? Which one was it, you know?
Totally.
I feel like it changed your mindset.
That's so funny.
You know, I noticed I've never seen anyone else post about like working on getting in and out of their clips and crashing, kind of like how you kind of practice. Like, what's up with that? What's the motivation for that?
You know, it's kind of like that nerdy stuff that I'll share in the slalom world. Like, what I'm doing is like, I guess with track and field and all my sports, like they're all pretty freaking dangerous. You know? So like, the more you can take to prevent like injury or like potentially ending your ride with a crash or your season with a crash, it's like if I can learn a couple things to prevent that, let's spend the time learning. So yeah, like a couple years ago, anyone listening, Austin is talking about, I shared a post of me like in a park and me like endoing and then clipping out of the bike and bailing over the bars. And that was just like a really simple way of showing like, okay, this guy rides clips all the time. He's in clipping pedals all the time. Threes, flips, climbs, descents, everything. And the reason I do that is the same reason that I ride the trail bike. Like I want to be able to do everything on the tool that I pick. Like I don't want to have to change my pedals to ride a certain way. Like I've ridden time pedals for most of my bike, even BMX racing. Like I know how the pedal floats with my foot, and I've just used that for so long. It's like, if it's not broke, why change, you know? So this day and age, yeah, I still ride time pedals. I still ride clip-in pedals because I like it, and it's more efficient maybe for climbing. It's a smaller pedal that doesn't get hit when I'm climbing, whatever. The scariest thing is if you're going to crash and you can't get out of your pedals. So I just spent the time and energy to like learn how to eject out of my pedals. So into airbags or into foam, doing flips and threes, I learned like how to get out, and you practice it, you mental note it, you write it down, like what did you do? And eventually that becomes the subconscious. So if you're in that situation, boom, you're off the bike, and you know, it's not an issue. So I guess more than anything, I just shared that because it's like, maybe that could help somebody else that wants to ride clip-ins, and they're like, well, they freak me out because if I get stuck, I fall and get hurt, or I want to, yeah. That's
no, seriously, like and then your cornering thing, like I literally went and bought cones. I mean, I used them once, but you know, I used them once. That's awesome. Used them once, but no, I mean, I want. When do I take that class? When do I sign up for that? Is that coming up? So I can...
No, it's just like, honestly, just go set up cones, work on your cornering, find ways to enjoy it, because it's just going to make your ride more fun. It's going to make your ride, when you're hitting that trail and you hit that perfect corner and your tire drifts a little bit because you were pushing the speed and you like, it just happened. And
I thought I bought the same cones as you, but for some reason I didn't look the same going through them as you do. It was really weird. I don't. When do I? Yeah,
just you got it, dude. Just practice, film yourself, watch Bryn Atkinson, and you'll be good.
Dude,
Watch Bryn Atkinson.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. But no, for real, it's like the amount of training, and it's a different type of way of going at it, I would say, than most you would see, right? I feel like a downhill racer would never, I mean, maybe not would never, but I don't see them warming up the same way you kind of do almost with those type of workouts. And it's interesting to see that. And I'm glad that you post that. Like, thank you, you know?
Yeah, of course. It's just part of my process. And like, I hate social media, but I also think it's a really powerful tool. Yeah. And it's like all this, I'm just not some freak rider, dude. Like, I'm not just literally able to do all ways just easy. You know, I was out there literally every morning working through my process on my right three, my left three, my look through flip, my left whip, right whip with the same foot forward, and the right whip, left foot with the left foot forward. Like I had to, some days I only worked on a right whip with my left foot forward, and I'd take notes. Wow. And I'd know exactly what I did. I knew exactly how to like go up the lip, where to put my hips, how to move the bars, how to rotate my feet. And I would have these cues. I would take notes on it. I'd let it soak in. I'd come back the next day, work on the right whip with the right foot forward. And like the right three cues were completely different than my left three cues, but it was the exact same trick. And like I had to learn and take notes. And then when it came time to shooting it and executing it, even though I was terrified, I just hit my marks and hit my cues, and I did it, you know? And like,
It
it's
was
just
beautiful in that video, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, like
I'm so stoked that
was
worked.
so good. Yeah,
Thank you.
I didn't realize I'm pretty critical and pretty analytical, and I didn't realize there was like a double entendre with always. Also, I thought
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
go
more
watch it.
just- I mean, I watched it a few
That
times.
makes me happy that you
Yeah.
didn't notice my sucky switch riding. So that's
Exactly.
good.
Well, and even in the name, I didn't realize that always also meant in all directions that you're spinning. Like I
didn't
just
even-
figured
yeah.
you're talking,
And
like,
that's
you ride your
fine.
bike in all
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah,
Ride
exactly.
it on
And
the
that's
road,
fine.
ride it on the fire road, ride it on the
Yeah.
trail, like
Yeah.
ride it on the rock. Like I
Yeah, it's
thought
kind
that
of the Easter
cool.
egg. Like it's kind of the
Yeah.
Easter egg of it, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you watch it, the whole first segment on that Loam Trail is all left foot
Switch.
forward,
okay. Oh, yeah, cool.
and then as soon as I drop into Blue Steel, right whip, right foot forward, left whip, right foot forward. Then I switch and I go left whip, left foot forward, right whip, left foot forward, and then I go into a left 3 with my left foot forward, and then I nose bonk, switch, and then I go right 3, right foot forward, and then the rest of it is just regular stance, right foot forward.
Have you
Super
ever,
tech.
Have you ever watched
Insane.
Finn Isles throw like big whips in like best whip and stuff?
Have I seen him do that?
Have you like analyzed him at all?
No. What does he do?
He cranks mid whip.
I have noticed that actually a little
if he
bit.
throws
So does
like
Nico.
like out back end to the right. He starts left foot forward, cranks his right foot forward to throw it out that much further. It's pretty cool.
Ah, that is cool. And then he comes down into the landing left foot forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's super sick.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of cool stuff you can
Yeah.
explore.
I'm just working on heels down still.
Oh, stop! You're a killer rider. You're a killer rider, Austin.
No.
Yeah.
You guys are all better than me for sure. But no, I'm waiting for the book to come out so I can get the inside tips, like which way to ride with the left foot forward or the right foot
The
forward.
book.
But yeah, but
You just go up to it's Eagle Park, right? Is your
Eagle
local
Bike Park.
park.
Yep.
Eagle Bike Park. You just go up there. Like I was fortunate enough to ride with Braden up there, and he's got all the time in the world to be like, "No, follow me through this corner. Do this through this corner," and it's just like big, and that's incredible. So from like a fanboy point
That's
of
cool
view,
to hear.
yeah, well, it's incredible that you're willing to take the time and the stuff that you do in your community and everything like that. Like
Oh,
you
that's
think it's
nice.
just a small thing, but it's
Yeah.
so huge for any kid or any adult to see
is.
all you riding, see these films, see everything you do, and then be able to go out there and you've got all the time in the world for everybody. So as
That's
a
nice.
fanboy, thank you for everything you're
Cheers,
doing with
brother.
them for sure.
Oh, cheers. That's nice to say.
do you have plans to have like a school camp thing or something I don't know, along that line, that I can sign up for?
I've thought about it, and like I said from the beginning, like with my filming and riding, like I love to help people, but I've got to be really careful to not kill my love for riding. And
Yeah.
like I learned a lesson back in 2015. I actually coached at the Olympic Park in Utah. Right after college, I was coaching at the Olympic Park for free skiing. And I got to a point where I didn't even want to put my ski boots on the weekend I wasn't working, because it just represented work to me.
Yeah.
And like I do a lot of coaching right now, but it's all almost just in a sense of giving. Like
Yeah.
the moment I start coaching, building a full school and everything, I'm really worried my love for riding would fade, and so I've been really hesitant to do it. But I definitely love, like I'm doing a clinic at Sedona, and then I'm coaching these Swimba Academy kids, and then I'm coaching actually one of the US Olympic athletes, which I'm insanely stoked about, cross country rider. And I'm not going to say who, but it's like I'm super honored that they would ask me to help them. And yeah, I just have to be really careful with how much time I give coaching, because it is a passion, but I don't want it to kill my love for riding. I don't want it to like engulf my love for riding. But
That's
like you and
understandable.
I, any of you guys, anybody watching, dude, if you send me a video and you ask for pointers, I'm 100% always willing to like give feedback and help in the ways that I think I can.
He's like,
100%.
just burn it down, Austin. Start over. It's not working.
No, dude,
He's
stop
like, how did
it.
you make it through that section? No, seriously, Spencer was coaching me the other day, and he's like, dude, how did you even make it around that rock that way? That there's not even a thing there. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just holding on.
Just close my eyes and just go
Holding
for
on.
it.
Yeah.
literally we're going down this trail,
That's funny.
and I'm like, hey, go 20 seconds after me, I'll get a clip of you coming through this or whatever. And I'm like looking back at the footage, and it's like a right hand corner, and it's very rain rutted, so the trail kind of funnels down, and there's a bunch of rocks on the inside, and you're turning right, and Austin went all the way up on the right wall around this big boulder, like so unnaturally, and I'm like, dude, how did you even get there? Typically it naturally you'd think you'd push up onto the left side of the berm, and he was like on the bottom of the corner on the inside, and I was like, dude, this is that was probably more difficult to get there than it was to just flow around the corner.
That's awesome.
I need a throttle, man. I'm telling you, it's not the same. Without a throttle, I don't trust it. No.
That is so funny.
Oh man. I think I speak for the rest of us that, dude, it's an honor just to be able to talk to you about some of this stuff and get some deep dives into like what it takes to be a badass like you. To be honestly, it's
Thanks,
it's cool.
Austin. Thank you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for even thinking like that. That's super, super nice.
Oh, it's cool. I think it's cool, and I think a lot of people like just listening and getting to know you a little more, because making a connection between who you are and the person you are on the bike can sometimes be daunting to somebody who's just on Instagram staring at you and giving you a like and a comment, whereas now they can hear you and see who you are as a person or whatever. I mean, I don't know, you probably have done a few of these or whatever, but thanks for hopping on with us.
Always open. For sure.
And we'll let you go, but in parting, you got Sedona Mountain Bike Festival coming up. I think I'll probably see you
where
there.
Could someone see
you? I'll see you there.
Cool.
What's next? What's going on?
I mean, I'm doing the Slalom Pursuit, so I'll be at all the big events and doing that, and then kind of got some stuff that I'm working on that's pretty like under the wraps.
Okay, we won't.
But
I seen that post. I seen it.
Yeah, you saw it.
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
Okay.
No,
I feel really good about it. It's gonna be something hopefully that we can pull off, and I think it will be pretty impactful for the sport is my goal. So you'll hear about it soon. I plan to have a full press release and kind of depiction of it by end of May.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty.
Like,
honestly,
I'll be in Idaho at the end of the summer, so.
Sick.
Whatever's going down, let me know.
Yeah.
I think James.
What are you doing here? Are you doing some film work or broadcast work or what?
We're doing the BME race up at Tamarack. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. I think I texted you when I was in town or whatever.
That's
or something
right.
And I was we were trying to meet up, but I'll be there for like a week. So.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah. Well, sick. Yeah. So got that, and then got the Boise Mountain Bike Festival, which will be right around the BME in Boise, and that's just a big community birthday party, mountain bikes, and honestly, nothing more than that, really. I don't know much further than that.
That's a lot. That's a lot already.
I get it. Cool, man. Well, thank you for being on and giving us some time.
Thank you all. You guys all are so rad. And James, your photo work, your story, and everything's awesome. Austin, all your freaking semi-truck motorhome, your broadcasting company. Like, dude, that you're inspiring to me, man, in all those ways. Like all of your work, and Spencer, you as well. You're super always kind of doing a bunch of different things. You made that one project that was super personal and heartfelt, and that was inspiring. And I'm just thankful you guys wanted to do a podcast with me.
Cheers,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, you're the man.
Cool.
Keep in touch.
Right.
We'll
Yeah.
see you
Yeah.
soon. I'll see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay
Cool.
shredding. We'll see you all around.
Right
See
on,
you,
man.
buddy.
All right.
Thanks,
See you,
boss.
brothers. See you, brothers. Bye.
Sick.
Braydon
Yeah.
Bringhurst.
Dude, like I knew quite a bit about his past and stuff, but as far as like the free skiing,
I had no idea.
the BMX and all that kind of stuff, and he's so bloody humble about it. So, but
It's-
yeah,
he's
what an incredible human.
it's crazy. I feel like the way that he goes about getting on a bike or riding a bike or however you want to say it, like it's unreal. Like I don't know. I need to work on my shit better.
No, but it's like, I mean, he's doing it right. I feel like I keep bringing this one up, but Kobe Bryant or Messi or someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, like those guys are doing everything in their power to be the best that they can, and that's basically just what Braden's doing. He's going and getting data, knowing exactly.
Dude, when
how
he told
much
us the
power-
slalom data
Yeah,
and
Oh
I got
my
that, I was like,
gosh.
what the
Wild.
fuck? What's going
Yeah.
on? Where did that come from? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And there's a reason why he's doing so well and succeeding and enjoying his
Yeah.
time on bikes. Like
Mhm.
he's just doing it right, man. Like really.
Yeah.
And it's cool and it's inspiring. And Braden, if you're listening to this, thank you for all that and sharing. And I think for a lot of other people too, man. I really think that it's cool to hear and listen and it's cool to be able to ask questions because, like I said, and this is why I wanted to do this podcast in general, the Insider MTB podcast, like getting to know people, having conversations with people, and bringing them into a light that they haven't necessarily been shown in before is kind of what this is all about. Super
Yeah.
sick. So good job, boys.
Oh, and also before I forget it, when you do these cuts and we're doing the social media one, it needs to be where he starts going through like from always. He's like, okay, left foot forward on this. I was like just staring at him, and my brain is just like, oh, it's frying, like the
Yeah.
smoke coming out my ears. Kind
I
of
wasn't even fully getting that until towards the end when Spencer put it together, and I was like,
Oh, I
holy
put it-
shit.
always.
I put it
Mhm.
together
That's-
when we were talking about it earlier, but we kept talking and we kept going into, so I was trying to find ways to link back into that.
Yeah, but even like the left foot forward, the right foot forward, I wasn't even full in my mind. I'm like, I just ride my bike, and I
Yeah.
don't even think about if I have my left foot or my right foot forward. But now when I was like, what the fuck? Like you were practicing about. I couldn't even thinking about it. Now I'm like, I didn't even know how I would put that foot. It's wild.
Yeah.
Just
He's a different breed for sure.
he's a different breed. Spencer, you did get that link.
Yes,
Yeah.
I sent it over.
Perfect.
He's got it.
Perfect. Yeah. Whenever.
So we're gonna chat with Coley
Yeah.
Babes for
Yeah.
a couple minutes.
Yeah, totally. Whenever he pings up. But I think before that, I mean, like, it's interesting to see how much when he broke down that, and me and Spencer, sorry to rewind on this a little, but me and Spencer were riding the other day, and we were talking about I feel like there's two types of athletes. There's these ones that just have insane talent on a bike and they do good, or there's these ones that have this mental level ability to be better, if that makes sense, and they push themselves. I don't know where you'd put Braden because it's almost like his mental ability has got himself to be an insanely talented rider.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
It's both though for him. Like
Yeah.
he's insanely talented to begin with. To go from a brand new beginner rider. I mean, I'm sure he was great right away. And what did he say? 2016 or 2015?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he has his
Now,
background of BMX as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on a
He's-
mountain bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's he found what he needs to do. He found his calling, and he's got the mental fortitude in some ways, at least. And hopefully, this new chapter of racing can help him get into the mental space in a little different way, but just kind of. Yeah,
It was
he's gone through
interesting
it.
when he talked about that mental thing and helping him so he doesn't get so bummed out if he doesn't do good or he does do good that way.
Yep.
It's interesting. I've been thinking about that as a racer back when I was racing. I was like, dude, I never thought of breaking it down that way. And people say like, I just rode my own race and
Yeah.
they did good.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, why wasn't I thinking the way he thought about it and broke it down that way? That's a great way to look at things,
Yeah,
right?
but I think that's
Yeah.
so hard to do that in the
Ugh.
picture, regardless, because if you're a real competitor like he was in his BMX days, all you're thinking about is winning. And if you're not
Yeah.
winning, you're doing something wrong. And sure, it's always hindsight is 20/20. It's easy to look back and be like, why didn't I think that way? But when everyone around you is saying you better win, you got to do this, you got to win. It's I feel like it's hard to actually do that, but
I'm calling his mental coach. I'm making a comeback.
Honestly, me too. Maybe he is your mental
Seriously.
coach. I don't know.
You know, it's
cool.
funny. I was talking to him like last year at Sea Otter, and he told me about the mental coach thing, and it kind of blew my mind. I was like, fuck, man. Like, I've heard top riders having mental coaches and stuff, but then when he started breaking it down, what the guy, I've always thought it was kind of, okay, yeah, I get it. But when he started breaking it down, I was like, man, like, fuck, I just need this guy to get me through this podcast. Like, get me in the game here, coach. Like, what's up? You know,
I need this guy to deal with Austin on a regular basis.
Dude, seriously, yeah. Oh, we could talk. I just bugged the shit out of Spencer. I'm like, I'm just that guy for sure.
No,
You know, I'm not scared to ask the hard hitting question, Spencer. What time are we riding? Because you said it was noon and you weren't there.
I know. I got issues. I'm working on them. That's why I need the coach, man.
Seriously, yeah. No, that was I was rad. I was stoked we got some time with him, and then we broke down some deeper stuff. I think even James on that, like, that I didn't know national champs of other sports. You know, it wasn't like someone being like, "Hey, I was a national champ XC guy. Now I'm going to race some enduro." It was like, "No, I played basketball and I was national champ." Style.
Dude, and he barely touched on it, but his track and field stuff, if you go back and research like his accolades, it's mind-boggling. Like,
he
that
got
dude
a
is
scholarship
and-
for it. So,
yeah,
right.
I think his poster's still up on the wall at the university of him, like pole vaulting or something like that. Yeah, like, the guy is just absolutely phenomenal for sure, and he's just so humble about it all, which is dope, which is sick. But yeah,
how long? I mean, I've known him maybe for probably 5 years now, and I've never knew this stuff. How long?
Yeah.
I mean, same for you, or
and he never talks about it, which is dope, which is sick. But yeah, he's little Colty babes.
No,
waiting, or
have
we lost him again?
He said he's trying to download the app. So
oh wow.
Oh, is he doing this on his phone?
I had sent it to him last night, the actual link and everything.
Hey man, that's
well, it's Colton too.
No shade to Colton, but this is the difference between Braydon Bringhurst and Colton Peterson.
I mean, dude,
absolutely.
Braid does his homework.
we were having me and Spencer were having a little bit of a talk before, like getting people to prep for when we bring them on the podcast, and it was like talking to him into it, like, how are you going to get someone to come in and prep before and then sit around for a few hours and then come on our podcast, which is totally understandable, right? Like, we want that from you. And Braden, I sent him that text. I was like, maybe he won't. I don't know. He literally, boom, all right, let's do it. I want to get on here right now. And he spent 30 minutes with me trying to get it all solved and figured out. And it does show that guy gives 110% everything he does. I feel like, man, like, I want to hire him to film my wedding, you know? What? Maybe we should ask him for some of those videos. Like, what are they? Like, I want to see how good they are.
Yeah,
you know?
no, absolutely.
I'm sure, they're great.
Yeah, I don't need him to get into my job, you know?
Well, yeah, I know. That's the problem.
Me and you are done, James.
You're out. You guys are out of the job.
Yeah, I got a funny thing to tell you boys about in a little bit. But yeah, while we're waiting on Colton, so just to give the listeners a little background, Colton Peterson, enduro racer last year. I don't want to talk too much about it, but definitely you'll have seen him around in a couple of different avenues. And I think something that I really enjoy about him is his don't give a fuck attitude. That's not the right way to put it, but he's his own breed. He's going to do what he wants. How would you describe him, Austin? You've been around him.
Tall, dark and handsome. No, I was kidding. No, it's pretty, it's interesting because, like, I will say he probably doesn't have the best looking in photography down the trail, but he'll light the trail up and win and set the fastest time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because then when you meet him outside of it, he has a very great to talk to and charismatic about stuff. So
his personality is the same way he rides, wide open. He's just everywhere.
We had a great after party with him at the BME after he won the championships, you know, popping bottles. So yeah, like, that guy, I like him. I like him.
One champion to the next.
Yeah, one champion to the next. I don't know. I mean, I've partied with a lot of champions, but yeah, he was a good time. We had a good time. Oh
Braden,
yeah,
champion. Right,
man, that's
we see that link.
Cast. I kind of man, Crankworks this year might be a little. I mean, that guy might be a sleeper. He might be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
I wanted to
his-
kind of ask him. I was like, dang, I was bummed I didn't get to ask him. Like, why don't you do pump track too? Because I feel like with that style and the way he is, like pump track could work for him. Maybe because the cranks don't spin and he doesn't get the data he needs to succeed in it. But
Yeah.
you know, like,
he
yeah.
probably could, but maybe it's too close to his past.
yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, that is kind of true. Shit, I didn't even
And
think of it that way.
Actually, that's another thing I even talk about is because obviously him being a SRAM RockShox rider, he's using like all of the technology that SRAM has on their drivetrain, their cranks, everything. And that's an athlete like the oh man, I just pulled a blank on it, which is the worst. But the flight attendant and all of
Yeah.
that stuff, like there's so much stuff that people will call like gimmicky and stuff, but when you really look at a rider like him,
Yeah.
he uses all that data, right? And so it's kind of like is that technology, is it gimmicky or is it for riders of that caliber, you know? Because the average day Joe, I'm sure, you know what, like I bet there's some engineers and stuff out there as far as like just regular humans that ride their bikes on the weekends and that kind of thing that really delve into that stuff. Have you guys ever messed with,
I'm pretty.
Catherine?
I chase suspension, even though it's a horrible example because last time I rode was spins right through too much air and fucking hated my life like an idiot. But yeah, no, I personally, I don't, you know, like that data does help me. I can help with understanding suspension, but when you go into the watts and I mean, fuck, you know.
This is the same deal. I guess Austin and I need to stop hanging out so we can have these conversations for the first time on the pod. But we had the same conversation on a ride. I am the opposite. I could care less. I mean, sure, maybe I should care more because it'd probably make me ride better and faster or whatever. But I don't use a tire pressure gauge. I just pump it up to around 30 and run it. And
You and Jamesy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And suspension, to be totally honest, I've been running DVO suspension for the last little bit, and they set it up in their shop. Haven't touched it. Don't even know what PSI I'm running or anything like that. Like
Oh, no.
I want my grips the way I like my grips, and my seat height. Other than that, I don't really change anything. My bikes are pretty much bone stock. The stock stem, the stock handlebars. I cut them into 760 because that's what I run, and that's pretty much it, dude. Yeah.
I can't ride with this fucking guy. Like seriously, I'll go out there. I'm all trying to set my shit up, and you know, and he's just fucking on. Like, no, dude, I just ride it, and I'm like, what? Why? Like, how?
Yeah.
And then you do it so good, and it's like, ah, fuck, just retire me. I'm just done.
It's yeah. Like I said with Braden giving the $1,000 bikes or whatever to the kids. It's no offense, no shade intentionally being thrown here, but it's the rider more than it is the bike.
It is. Spencer.
Yeah, no,
proves
for
that.
sure.
You and Spencer probably, but yeah, not me. No, me. I need the S Works top echelon bike, or I'm not gonna fucking do good.
Yeah,
like I suck at
exactly.
this.
You
No,
are
it's
who
the
they're
truth.
marketing to.
Oh, for sure, it's me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's landing on me. Yeah, I'm. If it's not top level, I can't ride it. Nah,
Yeah.
I notice the difference. It's in my head for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
one click, and I'm like, that's between me and a KOM. You know,
Yeah. How many
on
of
a
those you got?
on a trail with only 3 people that have rode it. That's
Yeah,
that's where I'm
okay.
getting the KOM.
Alright.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
alright,
I don't
makes
have
sense.
many KOMs, but I have them in unique places.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure.
yeah, that's right, Spencer. I'm not going to take you on those
Sure.
trails, so I can keep
I'm
those
gonna go look them
KOMs.
up and go
It's so
take 'em
fucked up. You're a
this
dick.
afternoon.
I only have like 3 or 4.
Well,
Yeah.
after
I
today.
actually have one at Las Vegas Motor Speedway around the thing on an e-bike.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a regular bike segment.
It was, and then it was an
Yeah,
e-bike
right.
segment, but they were doing it in cars. And
Okay.
then yeah, so like I'm up against like I don't even know who's a top NASCAR guy, but like Robbie Gordon or something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm ahead now because all those guys, someone reported them. I don't know why.
Have you
yeah.
speaking of that, have you seen like Justin Barshin stuff does his supercross races on Strava?
Does
puts
he?
them up as bike rides. Yeah. It's
Really?
interesting. Yeah, a couple of guys do that, like with their Polar watch or whatever they have running. They just upload their Supercross races to Strava. I don't know if they're tracking heart rate or what they're doing, but
They must be tracking their data. I mean, I will. That goes back, I think, to the conversation: talent over mental training type of thing, right? Like some of these riders are super big about the data, and then I hear talks about like, well, sometimes you get too deep in the data and it puts you in a different area, right? But yeah, like to see that Braden just talking about how much data he's ingesting and putting that to work, like, yeah. I would
But I
like to
think it
interview
comes-
someone else about that, right? Like a top level athlete talking. Do
or
they
a
do
coach
that
or a
much?
trainer or something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
mean, what do you
interesting.
see, Spencer? Have you seen much chase on the data, you know, like when you're around?
For me personally, or
Well, I know
for
you don't do any data tracking, but
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
I used to. I used to. when
but
I
I
was-
mean, you've rode with a lot of these Sagan and them or anything where they like, oh shit, like heart rate's too low. It's like I can step it up, or I don't know, you know?
I mean, yeah, I've been around some World Tour guys and ridden with some World Tour guys that they
It's all
have their
data?
day. They have their days for data, and then they have their days where there's no data, and they're just riding and
Okay.
they're enjoying it. I mean, like the guy that kind of pushed me into enduro racing, Cameron Worf. He rides for Ineos on the World Tour and insane talent. And he would do like, I'd be like, hey, we're doing this group ride on a Sunday, and he would ride from 50 miles before that, do his workout, then ride, turn all the data collection off, power meter off, just ride, and then ride 50 miles home, do a 3-hour group ride, and then do a 50-mile ride home. And he'd do like an 8-hour day all the time. So it's like kind of both, but I don't know. Yeah. I think at the top level, you gotta be paying attention to
There's some data, right?
Yeah, because more than anything, like you're tracking your recovery. It's basically what the EPO is doing and PEDs and stuff. Like it's just allowing you to recover quickly. So if you're, let's just say, if you know you got a good amount of sleep and your body is recovered, then you can perform to your maximum. But if you're not sleeping well or something and your power's down, you kind of look and know why you're performing that way. So yeah. Anyways.
I mean, I always, well, how does that relate to in Braden's thing? But even though he did say he was getting an e-bike to kind of bridge that gap or something like that. But yeah, like, does that, because do you need to recover that much from slalom days? I don't know.
Oh,
do you? Yeah.
I
Really?
mean, like, I'm not an athlete, but I would assume so for sure, just with regards to the amount of intensity that they're putting out over that like 35 seconds or whatever it may be. And then on top of that, they're climbing back up. So for a race day, right? Like, let's say you make it through to finals. How many runs is that you've done? Plus your practice, you're hiking back up between all the things. Like, slalom is no bloody joke when it comes to the cardio side of things, for sure, and the toll it takes. Like, Spencer, you can definitely talk better to it than I can, but
yeah, and just to be able to put out maximum effort, let's just say Braden can put out, or whoever, racer A can put out 1,500 watts. If you're not fully rested and fully recovered in a sprint, you're not going to be able to do that multiple times. I mean, if you just go out and throw down your hardest sprint and then try to do it again 2 minutes later, it's you're going to be fatigued. So it's not as easy to hit those numbers.
So what do you do when you raced them? Like, were you methodical in it? Like, yeah, I'm only going to do this one hard and that one not hard, or?
Well, no, that's racing. You got to do everything as hard as you can, but preparation is the key behind it. You know, as long as you're trained and you're prepared to do this and your body's used to putting out max efforts, yeah, you just need to train to do this consistently, just like you would on a cross country race or something. If your body's used to it and is aware of what it's gonna do, then yeah, that's that.
Okay, so like when you race slalom, when I asked that, like, because when you race XC and you race downhill, like you're warming up before. Did you warm up before when you did slalom, or was it just?
Oh yeah,
okay,
100%.
Yeah, okay. I just feel like I've never seen those guys warm up. Like I don't know. I've hung out with Bubba a few times, and I don't really see him warm up. He just goes and does it. maybe there's.
Oh, he's got his practice runs and all that as well, though.
Well, yeah.
Bubba's
but-
also a bit of a freak too. He runs like 40 psi. He's built differently. He's
That's who we need to have on next. Just talk about it.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
he'd be dope.
Is it a level of like would we say he's more? It's interesting. I like to rate riders like they're more talent or they're just dedicated, right? Like it's
Bubba's talent. For
talent.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't even know if he rides that much. He digs and rides a little bit, and I mean, we'll ask him. We'll get to know him
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
another topic, I just got a FaceTime from Colton Peterson.
Yep, that sounds about right.
So this sounds like
Yeah.
Colton, but
Well, I guess maybe we clean this one up and we're closing it out. You know, sounds like Colton can't figure out an iPhone, so
Yeah,
exactly.
sounds about right.
We'll get him
Tracks.
on next time and we'll do a little practice with him and
We
yeah,
have-
Yeah, and we
go
can
on
give him the time that
that.
he
then we give him
wants.
more time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. That works
Yeah.
for me.
You guys down
we-
for that?
yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
we-
good.
We have a couple other topics though that we
Yeah.
could discuss, but we can. save
Yeah,
it for
let's
next time.
I mean, look, I would love to dig into the Derek Teal thing. Like and I don't know, James, you probably not fully know who this guy is, and I don't really know him. I've just seen him on Instagram, Dialed Health, but Spencer, you know him, right? So he got hit by a car. It's gnarly. Like they said 65 miles an hour, like he was rolling through a stop sign. Not rolling, he stopped and went through a stop sign and the guy just blasted him. Totally fucked up. It was crazy that he lived and then someone found him. I read the story. I don't know how many of you all read the story, but they found the dude that hit him. Like the dude ran from the scene, didn't stop. It was a hit and run. So I don't know. Well, it feels
But-
good to know that they found the guy, right?
From my understanding, and I could be totally wrong, and we should have Derek on, have him talking. I'm sure he would love
Yeah.
to. He does his own podcast, and he's a great guy, great human. But from my understanding, the car lost his mirror, and he came back to find the mirror, and some house on the corner of the street or something's ring camera picked this guy up. So that's how they know what color the car is, and I think that they found the license plate or something.
That's how they got him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Supposedly.
That's crazy. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I read the statement from the CHP and they were like pretty strong. It made me feel good. Like I was like, oh, maybe I'll start road riding around here. You know, like they were like, look, you fucking do shit like this, you hit and run, we will fucking catch you. Basically, that's what the CHP said. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I like that because I feel like everyone just hates roadies. When I hate riding road, just it scares the shit out of me. People don't give a fuck about you out there.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, and I it sucks to see that this happened to Derek, and I mean he's a warrior, and man, I'm very happy that he's gonna be able to make a full recovery and stuff, but it sucks that cars
Do this and then
are
run.
like this. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's gnarly, and having cars get that close to you, it's terrifying. I've gotten hit by mirrors and stuff, and I kind of got hit by a car once, kind of, but I like rode away from it. And it's the most terrifying thing ever, and it's unfortunate. I want to like just put people. I'm like, hey, I want to take you, put you on the side of a road and go 60 miles an hour right past you without you looking, and just so you can experience what that feels like, because it's crazy, and
It should be required before you get a driver's license. Almost like you've got to ride a bike for
Yeah.
X amount of time, or just, you know, it's
Yeah.
Oh, we can just get into how easy it is to get a driver's license in this country as it is, and that's a whole nother conversation.
and the
Because it's a
drivers
fucking
suck.
joke how easy it is to
Yeah.
get. Oh, the amount of bad drivers. I've been out on road photo shoots where cars have like swerved to try and like scare the rider and be all like, "Oh, look, we're
Why?
on the road."
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Why?
Why?
And yeah,
And I
There's a
I've
spe-
ripped
there's
mirrors off of cars.
a
Like
special
yeah.
place in hell for fucking people that did what they did to like Derek Teal and do that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
when you're road riding. Like, I have no mercy for someone like that. I have no problem pulling up at the stoplight and just fucking losing it on them, because it's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm out. Why?
Yeah.
Dude.
And I understand that it can be a bummer and frustrating when there's like a group of roadies that are taking up the whole lane and not kind of staying on the side of the road. Like I can sympathize. I think it's within our best interest to try to see both sides. And I understand, especially if you need to get somewhere, but at the end of the day, 5 seconds of slowing down and rolling over is not that big of a deal. And it's crazy, man. It really is.
I will say, like, the new Sprinter van that I got, it has like all those lane detections and shit, and it pushes you back into it.
Yeah.
What's annoying is I had to buy some like Russian hack to get it to stay off. But mine, even if I turn it off, it turns back on every time you start the van up again, which is, and I never really thought about it too much. And it wasn't until we went to Sea Otter and Brent Atkinson was telling me, he was driving and he's like, dude, I almost mowed down a pack of roadies because when you went to go in the lane, if you don't click the,
the indicator
signal,
or the blinker,
it'll just rip you back. And he was like so scared. And I was like, I instantly went run. I went and bought one that day because I don't want to be that guy. And how much of those like navigation systems need to maybe talk to a fucking roadie, I don't know, or a cyclist about that,
the engineers.
But, something.
And two, when I'm riding road, I sometimes, a lot of times actually, I will ride more in the middle of the road than closer to the shoulder, because it forces people to slow down, and maybe it puts me more at risk, and maybe that's what Derek was doing and got hit. And I don't know, but for whatever reason, I feel like when I'm riding in the middle of the road, cars feel like I'm in the way and they can't squeeze by as easily. If I'm right there on the edge of the lane or whatever, and there's no shoulder, I feel like people, because the driver's 6 feet away from you or whatever, the width between where they are sitting in their car, the passenger seat, the center console, and then the outside of the car, however far
they don't
that
notice
is,
it.
It's harder to tell how far you are away from things. And it's gnarly, man. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll reach out to Derek and see if he wants to be on.
But I would agree with you, riding more towards the middle. I have people that I have on my Facebook that don't give a shit about cycling and they don't even know about it, and have posted things like, if you're that person that hits the middle, I'll fucking kill you style shit. Like, and you're just like, well, why do you even live in a life that you feel that way? Like, that you have to inflict pain on me because I'm doing the law. I don't even know. Right.
Oh yeah. It's just shithead humans. Fuck them all.
That's right. You know what? We'll just introduce them to you,
Yeah. Party time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was my dive in on that topic. And I'm just stoked that they fucking got the guy. Like, or guy, girl, whoever it was, like, and prosecute that fucker all the way. Like,
oh yeah. Let them rot in hell.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. Another thing I kind of wanted to talk about, and Spencer and I were digging into it, is just local trails and building. And like, I don't know, this kind of came up just because I seen a post on Instagram about a trail community or trail system that had they said they did backbreaking work getting rid of what mountain bikers built, and that it affected the trail. Like, I totally get, like, if there's some dangerous shit or this or that, but the topic kind of came up, and is that, like, why is it that, and I'm sure some other people feel this way, but I feel like I've never seen a hiker come and work on a fucking trail. It's always a mountain biker. I mean, this is going to be a hot topic, but like, it's always a mountain biker that is out there working on trails. Like, I never see a hiker ever like, oh shit, hey man, let me help, but yet they seem to act like they could dictate the shit out of it. Like, what? I don't know. What are your guys' feelings on that?
Oh man, where I grew up in England, and I've always got the stories. We used to just try and, like, there was physical fights between hikers and mountain bikers, like, all the time. And in England, we call them ramblers. And like, it's a gaggle, it's a herd of people just with their fucking walking sticks or whatever, getting in the way and stuff. And it's like a really animosity or whatever. Like, I try very hard in the US when I'm riding bikes. I'm like super duper friendly with everybody because we're riding bikes. We're not curing cancer, right? Like, we're just having fun out there. And I think that that's definitely something. I don't know. I don't have anything positive to say about hikers, but
I mean, but we're all kind of in the same page. Like, I've never seen no fucking hiker out there just like, oh, let me just forge this new path of a trail, you know? So,
Yeah, I'm sure they're out there and they have the organizations.
where?
And if it keeps people, I don't know.
Where? And they seem to be the
Rarely.
only ones complaining. Yeah, like I don't know. It just
That's old. Yeah, never
it
mind.
gets. But yeah, look, looks like Colton has figured
Oh,
out his
thank God.
technical-
I guarantee you there's nobody listening this long through all that fucking
Oh,
shit, by the
man.
way.
No,
He
we
just-
actually did have some people on. I'm amazed.
He just texted me saying, "Put me in, coach. Let's go."
All right,
So-
Oh,
Colton's
God,
here.
here he goes.
I'm gonna
Goodness
add him right
gracious.
now.
What a shit
Yeah,
show.
we get crack open. Holy moly. Colton.
Holy crap!
Colton,
Colton,
you need to relax
a
a little
little bit. Dude, wait, now my
it's-
headphones
oh,
aren't
it's-
even working.
Yeah, you gotta make for sure you
select.
Oh, here we go. Like, yeah.
You could select
You could
the
select
headphone.
the headphone. Where?
Just look at that face of puzzle.
Dude,
Well, you know,
also part of the problem
is
is
you have another
window
open
open.
with the Riverside as
Okay,
well.
I'll delete it. Oh, got it. I'm
Right
deleting
now.
everything. I have
There.
like 20 things open.
Now we don't have an echo. Let's go, Colty.
He's
What's
back.
up,
Let's
buddy?
go.
He's
How are you?
Uh-oh.
I'm doing
You're
good.
You're good.
We're good.
Good.
2 minutes
Oh
later.
my goodness.
I'm doing good.
Dude, it's been stressful, man.
I
Yeah,
know,
goddamn.
seriously. What
I've been
happened,
trying
man?
To get
What-
you on for 30 minutes.
Dude, it kept bringing me to the Safari every time I clicked on the link, and it said like you got to use Chrome. I don't know, so I got it to work though.
Hanging with you is like going to the safari, man. You never know what you're gonna get.
Dude.
I love that he
What's
still
going
has
on?
the internal microphone turned on instead of the AirPods microphone. I
Hey,
love
Wait,
it.
I could
Whatever.
hear. I could hear. In the
Yeah,
headphones.
you're
I
golden.
know you can
Let's just
hear
breeze
it, but-
past it. Let's
yeah,
just
we'll
keep going.
breeze
Yeah.
past it. We love
Colin,
it.
how's your winter going? How's your
Oh,
training
it's going great. It's going great. I've been having a lot of fun.
And
Staying
where-
healthy.
Okay.
We got
Where
it.
And
So
where-
where are you?
I'm in Auburn, California.
Okay,
You live there
testing
now?
some suspension.
Yeah, I
with
live-
Specialized or what?
No, I actually haven't yet. I just got my suspension not too long ago. So,
Well,
but
wow,
I
you
will
kind
be
of
soon.
just you spoiled the deal. Look at your hat right now. Like,
Oh
geez.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
check this out. Specialized and the new Colt EP merch.
Oh, that's
What? All gas, no ass.
We went from like the most humble guy in the first interview to the most shameless plug guy here, right?
We
All right, you
talking,
guys.
We were talking to Braydon Bringhurst before you just now, and we're talking about how humble and quiet and reserved he is, and then we got you repping a all gas, no ass t-shirt. I love it.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're here for.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, you guys. This is Colton Peterson. We didn't really properly introduce him, but
What's up, guys?
look, 2023 BME champion, enduro racer, 22 too as well, or no? Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. Back to
Back
back.
to back?
All right.
yeah,
Wow.
What a dog.
Yeah, and that was that was for Ibis at that time, correct?
yeah. Both
Both times.
on the Ibis.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
New announcement now. What? You want to tell us? What's up?
Yeah, I signed with Specialized this year, so
So-
one year deal.
Right back into it though. What happened with Ibis, and now how did this specialized thing come about?
Like when was it in August? Like end of the year last year. Tom, the owner or one of the owners of Ibis, we had like a big meeting at the last World Cup and kind of just said like, hey, we're not going to be doing like the team no longer like next year because of like budget and all that kind of stuff. And so it kind of just went downhill for me after that. I was like, shit, like I don't even know what I'm going to do. But yeah, and then I started talking to Curtis a little bit in the off season, and then we worked some stuff out. And
Curtis who?
and
Who are you talking?
Curtis Keene,
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, we weren't
Um,
sure who you're talking about.
and we worked some things out with Specialized, and that's what I'm doing this year.
And now we're teammates. Let's go.
And now we're teammates. Well, kind of.
I mean, what was? I mean, not to pry too deep into it, but I mean, it was more than frame deals. I mean, is it full head to toe? What are we looking at?
Yeah, full Specialized, like everything, gear, bike, helmet, shoes, tires, literally everything.
Everything. Wow.
And I think it's more of like a program. It's not like a team.
Okay. Because last year
Okay,
they had
like
a team,
describe that. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
That's actually complicated because I don't really know what it means. But,
Perfect. Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
Yes.
But there's 6 of us. I think I can talk about everyone. Yeah, there's 6 of us. It's me, Jake Keller, Portia, Max Sedlak, JP, Jake Green, and Cody.
Okay.
Right
And then
on.
Jake Green's new this year too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Picked up some new guys. And then, so what's it going to look like when we see you at an event, you know?
Like, what do you mean? Like
Well, I
the
mean, last time
setup,
you were
your
under a
tent.
Max's tent. What are we seeing now? You just didn't.
I'll be under the Specialized tent now, baby.
Okay. All
So-
right.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think I can help you here, Colton, by you telling us it's a program, not so much a team. These guys are all going to kind of be doing their own deal per se. It's not like they're traveling to the same races. Correct me if I'm wrong. Doing the same.
You're
I mean,
right.
they're going to go to most of the same races and stuff and be everywhere together. But it's not like in the years past that Specialized team was like living together. Like
Yeah, it's
training
not.
together.
It's like everyone's kind of like what you were saying, Spencer. It's everyone's kind of on their own kind of schedule. So like me and Jake, me and Jake Keller live together. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
Didn't know that.
we're kind of gonna do like the same schedule, me and him, because it works out easier for us because we're just gonna drive together. And so, I mean, if I don't know, Porsche wants to go race something else, like she's gonna go race something else, and we're gonna go to a different race. It's kind of works like that this year.
What are they looking for from you this year? Like, what is? I mean, win the BME championship again, or are you hopping over some EDRs again? Like, what's up?
No EDRs this year. Basically talked to Curtis Keene at the beginning of the year, and I asked him about like the factory team because I wanted to still race World Cup stuff, and then and also the domestic side of things, and basically just said like for the EDR stuff, you pretty much have to be winning that kind of stuff to like market the bike right. You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna go to an EDR and get 11th, which is sick or whatever, and be like, oh, I want to buy that bike because you got 11th. You know what I mean? Like it's all or nothing over there, and that's how he kind of explained it. And so, which I understand. I mean, I want to go race EDR stuff, which is sick, but like if I can go out and win another BME or just like win domestically, I think it looks great. It works. Yeah, it works good for the company and me, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, James. You had one.
Oh, no, I was just going to ask, so what does your race season look like this year? What are you going to be concentrating on? What are the highlights?
Basically just BME stuff. That's like the main focus. And then a little bit of the Rev Enduros, TDS, Sea Otter. We might go to Crankworks. And that's pretty much it.
What about North America?
It's kind of a lot. It's pretty big schedule.
Yeah, no, that's a huge schedule. And then North America Enduro Cup, are you going to make it up for the...
We're still kind of on the fence on that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
What man, now I just blanked on that. But what do you feel about the bike now? Like you had some time on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Dude, it's running sick. I'm getting along with it really well, to be honest with you. Like it's all new setup for me. Well, not all new. I'm still on Fox. But it's a new bike, obviously it rides differently, and I've been getting along, or new tires too. But I've been getting along with everything really well, which is I'm super stoked with. Like I've already put it to the clock, well, kind of to my own clock, but it's been really well.
Because like that Ibis bike, or go ahead, sorry.
What bike are you feeling the friskiest with?
Dude, the Stumpjumper Evo.
This guy,
Yes,
I'm an
sir.
enduro guy.
I'm with you.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that is the bike I'm gonna race all year. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Really?
the Evo.
Yeah, 100%. I'll ride the enduro and stuff, but I Windrock, and all that. I'm gonna go with the Stumpjumper Evo. I feel comfortable on it right now, but we're gonna do. So it works out really well. I live here in Auburn, and the testing, or like the testing area, or like like all the guys that test the new product and stuff live right here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some testing with some kind of new things or whatever, maybe with the Stumpjumper Evo, with like maybe like a different rear end for me because I am a little bit taller, But I am on an S4 right now, so it's a smaller
What?
bike. So
Not an S5 guy? I feel like how tall
No.
you are. What?
yeah, I know. But I've been getting along with the S4 a lot, and so but yeah, we're gonna do some testing here soon with like suspension stuff and a little bit of different rear end.
So you're kind of still on the basics of it right now. You're just out of the box
Yeah,
riding
dude.
almost.
Yeah, I'm out of the box right now with dude, it's been a little crazy with like getting stuff because I mean I'm sure everyone is, but yeah, just got like the main
You're just riding
stuff
bikes,
right now, but
you know?
yeah,
You're just
yeah,
riding
Yeah,
bikes.
that's it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
And I mean, did you kind of help with the development of that last Ibis bike though, too, or no? Or like
No,
you were
not
in the
really.
commercial though, right? But
Yeah, we
Yeah.
when was it? December of 2020. What was it? 2022 or whatever. When I went out in December, which was like 6 or 7 months before it came out, and we did like a little bit of like riding on it and see what we wanted to like do with it, or not like do with it, but like see how we felt with it. And it went really well. And then that's kind of like, and then we got the bikes and then raced it and was stoked with it.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
not help with development or anything.
yeah. So you and Keller just roping it in together in some Ford F-150 pickup and going to all the races, huh?
And vlogging.
Heck yeah.
And vlogging.
We're probably gonna.
Vlogging?
Yeah. If you guys go look at my I've been posting up my YouTube a lot.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been promoting it though because I have my Specialized bike in it and I only get like 23 views. But once I like get everything out, I'll be posting more.
Well, when is like the official video release stuff things?
I'm hoping it's soon. I've done the video and everything. I'm honestly I don't even know what they're waiting on. Just for Specialized.
This podcast is coming out next week, so you better get
so
on it.
it'll
or is it this?
It'll
week?
be out.
Coming out this week.
It's coming out this week actually.
Oh,
so we might beat you to it.
Oh gosh, that probably wouldn't go very well. But
tomorrow, if it comes out, we screwed or what?
Nah. I mean, dude, everyone knows already. I've been.
It's the worst kept
so
secret
much,
or what?
Yeah, dude. There's like I have in my reels. I have a Specialized hat on.
You guys really?
You guys probably haven't even picked it up.
I haven't picked it up.
I just don't want your reels.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, you're following.
Oh, come on,
you
Pooks.
need to pick up some more followers on Instagram, dude. What are we doing?
Dude, I was just thinking about this the other day. I think I'm like the only one. I'm probably the one that has the least amount of followers during the entire
fastest
BME
guy,
circuit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have the least amount.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
The
It's
champ.
crazy. You win it 2 championships in a row. This guy can't fucking break 3,000.
Dude, we were just talking about it yesterday.
I have more followers.
I don't even have a reel that's blown up before.
No way.
What does it really even matter? You're winning races, and and you're enjoying it. You're getting
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm
he's
having fun.
fucking
I'm not
enjoying
gonna
it.
lie. The last 2 years I was like trying so hard for like my Instagram to blow up. I'm like, oh dude, we were talking about it yesterday. It's funny. And I was like, dude, I gotta post like this banger reel. And I would like think it was a banger reel and I would get like 180 likes and 1,000 views. I'm like, oh great.
That's how it goes. That's how
Yeah.
it goes. Believe
Welcome to
me.
the life.
Yeah.
Every day. Yeah.
Well, shit. Should we need to have you back to do a full-on
We do need to
big
dig
old
deeper.
podcast.
Oh, am I done already?
Oh yeah, we're getting rid of you. Yeah, we're coming back. Well, we want to do a full one with you when you get your audio right and everything.
Wait, why am I getting cut off already? I cut my ride short. I'm in my gear still.
This guy.
And I come home and then I just get shut down 15 minutes in.
Yeah,
Well, we heard you couldn't even figure out your FaceTiming. You couldn't figure out the app. It was rough.
No,
Well, I got to figure it out now.
we had to burn
Yeah.
30 minutes.
What do you guys
Yeah,
got to
we
go on a
burned
date or
30
something?
minutes.
Why are you
I
guys?
mean,
why
yeah,
are you guys
we're-
done?
Well, we could dig into this more. Yeah,
No,
what?
I'm just
I mean,
kidding.
let's
We're just
let's
messing with you, bro.
yeah, we don't want to push
Oh,
it too
shit.
much.
Let's try to
Shit,
get
I
out
get
of
another beer real quick. Yeah.
Fuck. All
Oh,
right.
shit. All right.
Let's continue it then.
No, look. What's your feelings for this year on that bike? I mean, look. Let's just be real for a second. You did race a whole different tire, a whole different style of thinking of a bike geometry, and now you're on. Not even having really like your own team there. Now it's like you're kind of doing your own thing. How do you feel for this year? Like, what are you predicting? What do you feel right now?
Dude, I'm honestly more stoked than I've been, to be honest with you. I'm super happy with my bike setup right now, where I've gotten it to be. And it's taken a lot of time and effort. Obviously, it takes a lot of time to do this, but yeah, I've just been putting a lot of work in on the bike. Really, not like necessarily like hard effort and stuff, but just quality bike time. Just 4 or 5 hours on the bike, like big heavy weeks on the bike. Just trying to get used to everything, like you said, tires, bike. So yeah, I'm just excited to go race. I'm actually going. I think I'm going to do a break-in race here in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see how it goes.
Where are we going?
Yeah, what are we hearing?
Windrock.
Oh,
Alright.
okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. You driving or flying?
We're flying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's a good one. Have you been to Windrock before or no?
Once, like 3 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So with your current setup for this year, how does it look as far as like there's going to be a pit setup at these races for you? Are you going to have a mechanic? Who's your mechanic? Because we hope to God you're not wrenching on your own bike.
Is he bad?
Dog. I'm so good at wrenching on my bike. What do you mean?
What?
I'm just kidding. No, we're tent space. We're gonna have a tent space with all of us there. My brother is gonna be try to come to majority of the races. We'll see how that is, but we're gonna have some sort of mechanic at all of the races.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, my brother will be at majority of them working on wrenching on the bike.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like last year when you were under the Maxis, or the past couple of years under the Maxis tent, and I was fortunate enough to work as you guys' photographer and get to know you. And Drew, who was the team manager, he was there with all your. It takes that away from when you're racing,
sure.
right? You don't have to think about it. You come up, your bike's ready to go. You concentrate on racing. So that's why I was kind of asking what the setup was going to look like for this year with Specialized, as far as a mechanic and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll have everything covered, which is nice. We're gonna have at least 1 or 2 mechanics there working.
So you
on
have
bikes.
someone like last year at Sunrise that drove you to the hospital to check on the knee. We have someone for that, just in case.
Maybe.
Talk about that. What happened? I mean, you almost fucking ended it right there, huh?
Dude, I don't even know. That race was a blur for me. It was so weird. I think it was just because like going back and forth from Europe and the BMEs and stuff, there was just so much going on. Like I was trying to focus. It's hard to focus on like 2 major races. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like I go to a BME and I want to do really well, but then literally 2 days after that, I had to fly to Europe and go race a World Cup. And it's like, how do I don't know. I think my head was just in the wrong spot, you know? And
that's
so
why
it was
your
just
knee got messed up. I mean, like,
well,
what?
I'm getting there.
Okay, all right.
And I think my head was just kind of in the wrong spot because I was thinking about wanting to do well in the World Cup stuff, and then I was like not riding like myself in practice, and thinking about a race that was the weekend after or whatever, and like trying to play it safe or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't myself out there, and it kind of sucked. And then I obviously crashed in practice and hurt my knee pretty bad, and I don't even know what it was. I went and got x-rays, and it was nothing broken or anything. It was just a bad bone bruise, I think. And I like couldn't put a lot of pressure on it, but I just toughed it out.
Yeah. Didn't you get 4th still?
Oh yeah, I got 5th, I think.
For toughing it out, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So what type of cortisone shot? What did you get at the hospital? I'm confused.
I actually didn't get any. I didn't get anything. I
Nothing?
think it was just ibuprofen. Yeah.
We're gonna have to fucking drug test now.
You get the ligament surgery or something?
Yeah, you get something real quick. Yeah.
And then I hopped on a plane literally the day after and went to practice.
That's crazy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you going to miss, like, I know that in a perfect world, you want to be able to go over to Europe and race that stuff, but with that not being on the table this year, like, how much are you going to miss that?
I'm going to miss it for sure. Yeah. I enjoy it a lot going overseas and stuff, but
how much do you enjoy it?
Why?
I may have told him some stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's going on?
You sound like you've had some great times over there. You know, that's why we're worried about you, Colton.
No. I mean, I always have a great time wherever I'm at. Like no matter what.
Yes,
like
that is true.
If I'm racing here, I'll make the best of it. Like I'll go golfing, fishing with my friends, do whatever. You know, I'll make the best of it. For sure.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
We heard
All right,
you-
I'll go.
you're
I
just
mean, I'll
really- you're
go out
really
to a
fast.
bar
You're-
after.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen the after party.
All
You
right,
did
all
great
right,
at it.
easy. We'll save this for
No, the
good-
after
for the
party
good
was
stuff.
great.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I think
What do you
was-
guys want to save? I'm here on the podcast. Dude. Let it rip.
Let it rip.
Well, we want to make sure that when we actually get you for a full period of time and we haven't been chatting for 2.5 hours, that we
Yeah.
get like
We
We
No,
wanna
you
get
want-
the full
you want the
effect.
prime.
We
yeah.
want,
We want the
yeah,
prime,
We want
yeah.
the prime Colton, not halfway geared up.
And we
You know,
and
I
we
mean,
want to
yeah.
we want to give you the prime time because
Yeah.
we've already been recording for 2.5 hours, so we
Yeah.
just want to get you
That's
see
all
what's
right.
up, see what's going on.
Yeah, we wanted to get a
Colin's
little
like-
check in. We wanted to make for sure we spill the beans on this new ride
Yeah.
before the video comes out, and just I mean, you dropped the good news right now. You're still racing here in America. You got a new
Racing
bike,
America,
and you're still
baby!
racing.
And where can we pick up that sweet
Swag.
ColtyPete.com.
Is there like 5 Y's in it though?
There's 3. ColtyYYYP.com.
What happened? What happened?
Oh god!
What
So I was talking
happened?
about media training earlier.
Yeah.
This is the prime example of where we need it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What is it? Culty? How many Y's?
Yeah. How do you
3
find
Ys.
this? Colty P.
ColtyPete.com. I don't have. This is new. This is brand new. I
Hold
only
on.
have one of these shirts.
Let me go get the other Colty P merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go grab it.
What happens when you type in without all those Y's?
It probably doesn't show up.
Okay.
Oh man, look at this
Oh
thing.
my gosh.
Look it up.
Is Spencer
We're-
putting
I'm
one
on
on
it.
right now? Spencer is.
I gave him a shirt for free because I'm a good friend.
Oh,
Wow.
Shop
Isn't
merch.
that's called
Actually, no.
marketing
I think he
budget.
bought. I think he bought me lunch.
He bought one. Really? Did he,
He
win
bought
the,
you
who won
lunch.
the bike? Did someone already win the bike?
Dude, that's a crazy story too. Do you want to hear about that one?
Ooh, do you want to save it for the big podcast?
I mean, yeah, we
or do
could.
you want to
we
go
could
with this
save
one?
it.
Why don't we save it? Why don't we? Wow, look at that. He's got the shirt on.
Look at that.
wow!
All of them are made in my room, right here.
No way. Are you screen printing them yourself?
Heck yeah! Here, you want to?
All
Yeah,
of
I'll
the
show you the
Ys.
setup.
This
Yeah,
is-
let's
The
go.
Ys.
Yeah, let's see the setup. Oh my
On.
gosh, right now.
Those are all the boxes of teas, and then I got the heat press right here.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then these are all the new designs. These guys.
Pretty
All
sick.
right.
Yeah.
Hats, no hats. Yep, this
I'm
is a
here.
children's podcast, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty clever. Like, what do you think when you hear about that? What's the first thing that pops in your head when you
Colty
hear all
P
gas
is
no
totally what I think about, when I
ass?
hear
Well,
that.
no. Like, what do you think it means?
You're a dedicated racer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, hey,
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
Sign this guy up for fucking marketing at Specialized next week. He's fucking got it.
Dude, can you get a better image on your homepage?
I don't even. Can you help me with the website? Because I spent
Yeah.
months trying to figure that out.
You did not spend months doing this.
Dude. Wait.
Oh my lord.
There is so
months.
much about this 2-month thing, or like it took me 2 months to figure out all this Shopify crap.
Yeah.
Dude, it was such a pain in the butt. I'm pretty sure I lost money on the shipping thing. I put a default shipping price, and so everyone was paying the same shipping.
Jamesy, you got the thumbs up.
Oh, did I? I'm not even watching us anymore. I'm on his website.
Everyone was paying the same exact shipping price, and I was like, "This can't be right." And then I went to go ship it out, and it was like double what they paid. I'm like, "Shit, I gotta pay
Yeah.
the difference."
Dude, you gotta
We got it figured out, though.
you gotta figure it out. All right.
I did. I'm learning, man.
Yeah,
It sounds like it.
it does. You're deep in it.
Well, you got a photographer, you got a videographer, you got
Wow.
a web designer, all right here that can help your marketing scheme.
Yeah, I'd appreciate any help I can get.
But I do. I mean, we had this conversation, Colton. But I do 100% support making like graphic tees like that, as opposed to Colty triple YP, because
Yeah.
like that shirt is like something that I think somebody would want to wear more than just your name on a shirt. Like
No, 100%.
So I'm
I had to think of something quick because I had only
Because you had
like,
2 months to come up with a website.
No. I had to get rid of that. Well, I wanted to get rid of that bike before I announced the Specialized thing so I could promote it on my Instagram and not promote. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to promote an Ibis while I was on Specialized. And so I was like, okay, I got to think of a Colt P design real quick and whip that up real quick to put on a t-shirt. And then I sold those t-shirts real quick.
Well, thank you for the
so your
honesty,
mind
man.
goes,
I'm proud of you.
Bing! I got a great idea. Let's do 3 Ys.
I know. I'm still blown away by the 3 Ys. What is going on?
It has to be the same as my Instagram handle, you know, because
And
then when
your
people-
YouTube.
and my
And
YouTube,
you-
exactly.
yeah.
So I was like, why would I switch it up now on a t-shirt?
All right.
Yeah. Hey. Whoa. Sorry.
fine.
You know.
That's
Hey,
fine,
man.
that's
Sensitive
fine.
subject. I
just
get it. I get it. I get it. All right.
But
Cool.
yeah, and I gave a bike away for free.
And you did.
Which
You
is
did
Well,
give
it
it
wasn't
away.
for free, but
All right. Let's save this. I think after
Okay.
Tennessee National, first race, can we have you back on and let's dig into this shit?
yeah, we could dig in. Yeah, that's
No,
fine.
like we're digging into the Shopify life. We're digging into the why there's 3 Ys. Why?
Dude, this podcast could be like 4 hours. My life is so interesting the last 6 months. It's crazy.
That's why I feel like we need to do
Yeah.
a 4-hour one with you when we're ready. Like, and I've had a
Yeah, that's
few
fine.
beers.
Can
and,
I get one of those fancy mics so I don't have to sound like a jackwagon?
We could. Well, if you
We'll
would
figure
just,
that
if you
out,
would just
yeah.
turn your mic on, because right now you have it to your computer. We'll do a pre-setup.
Hold on,
screening.
I got one for you.
Yeah. He's
There we go.
Wait,
I'll-
Spencer,
I'll
I might
ship-
be coming down to SoCal this weekend.
I'll ship this weekend.
Yeah.
Are you doing a warm-up race?
No, it's
Okay.
just supposed to be crappy weather here, so I was like, we might come down there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go race, but sounds great. I'll be kind of
Yeah.
around.
Well, you coming to Rocky Peak? Because that's like down the street from my house.
You can pick up
Yeah.
this mic. You can pick up this
Yeah.
mic from me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Colty, we're having you back on after Tennessee National. We'll dig in some deepness. You'll have us some data. Yeah. Hopefully, you're collecting data.
I have
And-
dude. I got all the data on my notes.
Colton.
All right, get the F off of this.
Thank you. Thank you for being on with us, announcing the team. Back after Tennessee Nationals, we'll be interviewing Colty P, how he does, what's up with the 3 Ys, and buy his
His-
merch right
Just
And
now.
his life.
and his David
his life.
Goggins training methods. And
Yes,
all
we
that,
want it
shit.
all.
Yeah.
We want it all. Maybe we'll do a pre-scan so
Parties
we know.
in France. I want it all, baby.
I want it all. I want it all.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna go ride my bike again. I cut my ride short for you guys, and now
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Nice.
go
Go ride
riding.
the bike. Go ride the bike. Yes. Yes.
All right, you go ride, Spence.
Yeah, come right.
And he's like, I'll stay and do the podcast.
All right,
Thank
I'll
you for
talk to
coming on.
later.
Seriously, no, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
buddy. Later.
See, that's what I'm saying. He needs his own one.
He does. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting him to be so loosely open on all of it. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
he came in because he just hopped off the trainer and, all that fucking shit. was-
Energy and
he was
testosterone
ready to go.
ripping.
Yeah. No, but it was good. We got a good taste of Colty P. I mean, I don't think a lot of people know about this guy. When you only have 2,000 followers,
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
tough to get that identity out there. And
Yeah,
the dude's
exactly.
got one, right?
Exactly. He's got a
Yeah.
personality. To say
All
the
right.
least.
After Tennessee National here in a few weeks, we have it back on. We dig into it some more.
Yep, sounds good.
Cool. I think we've kind of nailed everything. Is there anything? I mean, we were in the middle of our bikers hating hikers situation, but
Oh,
I think we've.
that's
I
an
think we've nailed
ongoing
it.
argument for
Oh,
years.
It'll never end. I know.
Mhm.
I know. All right, you guys. I appreciate what. Anything else? What? Spencer's over here just smiling, laughing.
He's putting his
episode
knee
4.
pads on.
Yeah,
doing
he's
that.
gonna go ride
I'm
right
getting
now.
kidded. I'm wearing my Colty
He's-
P shirt for the ride.
I
I
hope
got
you
gloves right here. No, I'm excited. This was fun.
Yeah.
We got a little sidetracked and a little lost in that at the end of that thing, but hey man, that's how she goes. So
Mhm.
That is part of it, right?
yeah,
we are
that-
on this great adventure together.
we're just talking. We're just talking and talking shit and hanging with the boys. So yeah, no, great. I think Braden was great. Colty was great in his own ways, and I'm excited to dig in with him a little bit more.
Cool, you guys. All right, I appreciate all your guys' time. All right, you guys, make sure you follow us on Insider MTB on Instagram. You can pick up on some hot clips there. We got some YouTube shorts that have been kicking off. Jamesy's Van is #1 right now. You can watch
Obviously.
all
Yeah.
these podcasts on YouTube and Spotify. Listen to it as well on there. Google Music, Apple Music, or Apple Podcast is where you can find
Are we
us.
on Apple now?
We're on Apple now. Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
dialed.
And if you really want to, just insidermtb.com has all the podcasts. You can't watch them there, but you can listen to them there. So, I think that's it, you guys. Thank you for everything, and thank you for joining for us.
All right, fuckers. I'm going riding, and then I'm going to go pick up a new bike that is unreleased.